Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to my little Dictator, the chat-funded game we'll have a play of today. Let's see. Audio devices are doing their usual idiocy, but it looks like you should be able to hear the video game now, so that's good. Very good indeed. The top three chatters from the Barra Trauma stream: Namiman, Marine Alva, Dr. Thunder. Thank you very much, sirs. I'm still working on the art reveal thingy, but don't worry, I am keeping track of your victories and scores in the background. You'll be able to use that to redeem it for custom little PNGs and even full art pieces. Once I've actually figured out that system properly. Now then, my little Dictator. I'm half surprised a game like this even exists right now. I guess even the usual suspects couldn't quite take this seriously. I mean, I noticed that they've been careful to avoid any virgin windmills or anything like that, so that's probably for the better. Probably wise, everything considered. And the New Vegas Fund will only be running till this Friday, by the way, when we will finally get it started. With House and the Legion being the only serious contenders. Poor NCR. I really figured Big Tit Bear Mommy would get more attention, but such was not the reality of poor Arch. Right. New game. Prequel game. The Rebel Cat. There's a prequel game? Right, anyways, I guess we'll just start at the beginning. Main story detailing expert Commander Yamamoto as he battles his way across Europe. Why would the Japanese... Never mind, I'm not going to start asking questions already. It's a little bit too early, frankly. Recruit, General, or Marshal? Now, skip battle is always disabled. Well, that's... And we'll have to losing battle once. Oh! You can just skip. What do you think, chat? Any preferences? Also, I do believe my PayPal is back to functioning now, so that's nice. Yeah, took them a while, but hey, eventually, slow and steady wins the game and all that. Marshal? Marshal, huh? Hard mode? Yeah. Chat wants hard mode, huh? God damn it, chat. Alright, let's see. Prologue. Da 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 da.
I have lost. Shit.
Renault's Marshal. Well, there you go. I'm contractually obligated now. That is the weirdest looking Panzer IV I've ever seen. And what are those other things? Are they supposed to be... What are those supposed to be? That's not a Crusader. Not a Valentine. Certainly not a Matilda. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? The turret reminds me of a T-34, and the chassis kind of does as well. But I'm relatively certain there weren't a whole lot of T-34s in Africa. Never mind, anyways. We are being very, very naughty with the Reichsadler there. Gust blows in from across the dunes, the heavy sun beats down from above. The smell of oil and metal wafts through the stifling air. In the remote corner of a canyon, a division of the Loffelwaff. Small group of the pansies. In silence as the approaching enemy closed in. Standing up top, a young Tigerin, the Germanian This is like a retard's retelling of World War II. Observes her Britannian counterpart. Meet at last. Never thought he would be here. Commander Rommel. Desus Africa's corpse. Clash between rivals out in desert sand. Warriors on both sides waited their cannons' fingers to the trigger. Why is Monty not a girl? Britannian rat army. Ben Monty. Ben! Smoke billows in from burnt-out shells nearby, the site of previous battles. Rumbling ruins on the surrounding hillside conceals old nests and trenches long since abandoned. Fighting has been arduous and intense. Many have been lost. I like that noise. I don't know why. Sweat drips from their brows, the two titans facing off into the crisp afternoon sky. The Britannian commander smirks. Looks upon his cornered enemy. The wind is biting. The heat is blistering. The desert is not kind. It is a harsh and foreboding world. The soldiers are wary from fighting. They want to see their Pansusi again. Yet they wait upon their commander's word. They hold out until the bitter end. Ready to fire, ready to flee, ready to lay down their arms or die for their countrymen. It doesn't take a leader to order soldiers into battle. It takes a catgirl. And send him. Another $2. How much money did PayPal deduct from you? Actually, they gave me $100. Presumably for pain and suffering, I'm guessing. Oh, did you think I'd say something like that? It takes one to lead them in. Yeah. Did you forget something, Monty? I'm Irvina Rommel, the devilish, sneaky desert fox. Fun fact, Irvin Rommel's famous glasses were actually given to him by a Brit. Are you mad? We have you trapped here, surrounded. No out for you, or your girls. Wait, so if the army is made up of women too, is Montgomery just like the one freak? The one weirdo molester that signed up for the all-girl army? That would explain a lot. Where there's a whip, there's a way, and I always find a way. Now, the booming sound of a shell cuts through the air as concealed tank destroyers on a nearby ridge fires on the Britannians. As the infantry tank goes up in flame, the confused and panicking soldiers hit the deck, scattering and leaving gaps in their lines. And in the distraction, the Desus Africa corps make a break for it, push through the gap, and head for the hills. Hey, Crusaders, look at those! A tight line of pansies break out. God help me. This is impossible. What are you doing? You're letting them get past. Fire, destroy them. Those are not German tanks, incidentally. Monty's troops scramble to chase their escaping captives, firing whatever they can at the enemy. See you later, Bonnie. The nimble feet of the desert fox carry her away from the camp at great speed. In a flash, she disappears into the sands. A few seconds later, 100 yards away, she hops aboard a retreating Germanian pansy. Along, you tea-swilling stink brains! The entire division pushes out the Britannian chinchilla tanks. The chinchilla tanks? I'm presuming those are Churchills. Try to encircle and cut them off. Yeah, see, there's your error. You're attempting to use a Churchill tank for maneuvers. Terrible fucking idea. The superior speed of the Germanian forces make for a clean getaway. After them, now! That's an order. You're not going to catch a Panzer C in a chinchilla. That's just silly, bro. At the head of the Germanian line, the Desert Fox leads them on and over the dunes. Commander smiles to herself, watching the dust trail the Germanian tanks leave behind. Forward, girls! Forward, I say! Onwards to Jupiter and to victory! Suddenly, an artillery barrage comes their way. Shells explode around them as the Britannians pursue closely. Earth and rocks are kicked up in large clouds, whilst huge craters are blown out of the desert sand. Several pansies are knocked out as fire and smoke spread across the battlefield. Damn, I thought we had them. We'll never lose them at this rate. Analyzing the situation, the fox girl thinks on her feet and plans her next move. You girls, go on ahead. I'll catch up with you later. Germania. Desoir. Commander Rommel, what are you doing? Buying some time to escape. Don't wait up for me. Leaping off the back of the tank, Rommel charges forward and confronts Monty in a head-on battle. She just punches him? Surprise! Surprise! Just simple violence! Punch. I've had enough of you and your willy ways, fox girl. This ends today. Soon, a tornado of sparking plasma shields the two from the outside as they rush head-to-head. Plasma? Hold on. Plasma? Dark Maelstrom forms on this. Monty electric attacks are countered by Rommel's wind abilities. You have wind abilities? Run away, little fox. Run away. And I'll hound you down like I always do. Foxes don't run from rats, they eat them. The two arch enemies continue to dance, shooting bursts of energy back and forth. I don't know why we're suddenly in a Power Rangers movie, but here we are. This is it, a showdown between Monty and Rommel, the fox and the rat, at odds yet again. Many decades earlier, what the I know you were getting invested in that, fucking Dragon Ball Z fight that was going in there, chat, trying to figure out who would come out ahead between the two giants, but, well, fuck you. We're going 10 years back in time to this, who's this, a Prussian? A former Kaiserin of Germany, Wilhelmina. Oh, there we go, yes, German. Wringing her hand, she hesitates. The suitcase by her boot soaks up the shouting droplets. This for the best. Confirms this to herself. Opening years of the century, Europa stood on the brink of destruction. Two power groups formed, both intent on imperial expansion. The Entente power of Russia, Britannia, and Franzo, and the centralized powers of Germania, Vitalia, and Osterhang. Mama, why are you waiting here? Woman's daughter tugs at her sleeve. A small child. She watches her parent curiously. As the woman's makeup runs down her cheek, she tries to put on a brave face. Go and play with your friends in the rain. Don't play in the rain. It's gonna get you chills. Mama has some important business to attend to. In the struggle for dominance, both sides built up their armies. For years, Europa was ravaged by war. Young blood was shed on all frontiers. No nation was spared. Except for Uganda. Uganda was spared. Why can't you play with us? Such an inquisitive child. You didn't even meant to be here, darling. Our delegation has a very important treaty to sign. If our country signs it, then we can stop the fighting. The war will come to an end. But at what price will such a conflict come to a close? Technology developed, new machines flew above and rolled through the land. The long, bitter stalemate was broken. A close confidant beckons the Kaiserine to come forward. I found a back entrance. Mama has to go now. Go on, dear. Go and play with your friend. Don't tell them who you are. Huh? Why not? Because you're just a normal girl now. There's no need for them to know. Okay, I love you, Mama. Well, girl runs off into the courtyard, calling to her foreign friend. Hey, come and play in the puddles with me. The Kaiserine watches briefly before donning a hat and ominously walking her way into the palace. Central powers defeated, Germania was at the mercy of the French. And so their leaders were summoned to France for a peace treaty that would lay the groundwork for the next Great War. Former leader of Germania quietly watches from the gallery as her country's delegates struggle in negotiations. Another weird man. You can't do this. The implication of this treaty will ruin our country. You've thought of that before waging war with us. It's your warmongering that has brought you here. Germania is solely responsible for the damage done to our land. Surrender, sign, pay up. You demand for us to confess we were the only guilty party of war. Such a confession in my mouth would be a lie. Romania has the guilty party. We're French! We dine out on lies! Ah, Petan. Wow, you are a terrible person. Think we can get all the lives that have been lost because of Wilhelmina's pride and arrogance? Oh, to be fair, it was kind of France who started this more than anything. Listen, the Serbians killed the Austro-Hungarian... the Austrians. And the Austrians then wanted revenge. And then Russia is like, no, we won't let you do that. And Germany, helping its allies, like, hold on, Russia, you can't just do that. And then the French were just, as the French do. French were to blame for the First World War. Now, man, damn, this documentary is fire. This is what English, the names are breaking my brain. This is what they won't teach you in Harvard Business School. It's true. But there's a treaty. It's so unfair. That's true. It was dictated by the fucking French. Our nation will seize via world power. And for these economic sanctions, our people will surely suffer. I won't allow this. You have no power here. Either this or the war will continue. We will invade your lands. Which will it be, you stinky crowds? Or will Germania choose war or peace? We demand an answer now. Pulled aside by the delegates and holding back tears, the Germanian representative hangs their heads. Quietly and anonymously observing from the shadows, the Kaiserine remains solemn, deep in thought. Negotiations were brutal and left Germania in disrepair. Forced to burden the cost of the war, the country fell into great debt. The monarchy ended, and rebellious competing factionalism gripped the country, and with one fell swoop, the Germanian Empire collapsed. Only to be replaced by another Reich. At some time, the former sovereign of Germania comes back out into the rain, expelled from the chambers. Ahead, she sees her daughter dancing in the puddles with a boy, yet he is the son of an alliance delegate. This is why you have a sword. One of those that forced their treaty upon her nation. The Kaiserine calls her daughter. Come on, it's time for us to leave. I've seen what I've come here to see. She grabs the little girl's arm. Ah, where are we going? We're going into exile. My country doesn't want us now. And there was the new donation sound. It said rebellion or the guillotine. I have to say goodbye to my friend. Before I can say anything more, the little girl is dragged off by the Kaiserine towards the car. The small boy watches the two struggle and disappear into the rain and mist. Slowly he waves goodbye and leaves to find his father. And so events are set in motion and the world dooms itself to a bitter and uncertain future. Correct! It was largely the Treaty of Versailles that caused the Second World War, as the French, being the enormous, hypocritical faggots that they are, decided to ensure that Germany would have no other option but to rebuild and seek revenge against the dirty, filthy frog fuckers who enforced these unfair sanctions upon them. And the invasion begins. Also, why is only one of the chat noises happening now? Gameplay! Hold on, uno momento. Why is it only doing... There we go. Come on, Streamlabs. Play all donation sounds, not just one of them, you stupid, stupid program.
guarantee citizenship.
There. Maybe that fixed it. Oh, stop that. Stop that. Daniel Bauer for 50. Thank you very much, sir. Huh? This seems interesting. I don't know how I should feel about this game yet, but I support you nonetheless. House. God damn it. More for House, that thieving whore. Anyway.
You ignorant slut.
There we go, they're playing again. That's next anyone. So PayPal still dragging their feet with you. It's amazing how fast they can take away your money, but now desperate they are not. How desperate not to give it back? They do have it back now. I need to do a tweet about that, by the way. And they gave me $100. So, yay. Hey Newell, I hope you have an awesome day, Arch. I also hope you enjoy playing this game. That chat enjoys watching you play. House. Damn it. Zhenjanga Jina, the frontliner war for the conquest of Russia by the Military Empire of Zipangu. That's true, the Japanese invaded China. This is a bloody and dangerous place, a world away from the peaceful lands that used to exist here. Let's be fair here, China was never particularly peaceful at any point in history, really. Shelled out cities, countless lives lost and ruined, and a guerrilla war fought in a blown out concrete apartment blocks. Another battle raged among the rubble of a former city here in Zhengaza with... That's a sword. With no sign of an end in sight. A group of Zipangu soldiers just tried to take control of a warehouse held by 800 by 800 enemies. Holy fuck! Mother of Jesus, that is... Have you considered picking a slightly softer target rather than the warehouse held by a fucking division? Christ. The offensive have failed so far and the numbers have dwindled slowly the past hours as many retreat. Yeah, I'd imagine. Several soldiers have been cut off in the walls of the compound surrounded by the Chinese defenders. South of their position, a kitten tang. However, it is by the warehouse while armored cars keep watched. Merciless fighters are battle-hardened veterans, fiercely proud Chinese, ready to attack at a moment's notice. It's enough to strike fear into the hearts of the enemy as Zipangu soldiers desert their position. One brave Zipangu private holds the line, as Kitten Tang forces slowly begins to surround his position. The situation is dangerous. Buying his squad some time, he stands alone, allowing them a chance to escape. A former captain's sword in hand, the young warrior keeps a determined stance, ready to do battle. Staring up at the grey, listless clouds above, he feels the cool breeze blowing as his skin focuses. He has seen much in this battle, in bitter and fruitless conflict, yet it continues to fight. I don't know what my speaky has turned into today. And then he was fucking gunned down by 5 dudes with submachine guns, because he brought a sword to a gunfight. And so ends the story of our young retard. Fight. What will Zipangu Private do? Party? Oh, it's just... oh, yeah, right, it's just me. Zipangu Private uses Blitz! And she... Oh, she threw a fucking hand grenade at me. Oh, she threw another hand... Oh. Well, that was fucking predictable. As the soldier struggles to hold on, the enemies keep coming. The other firing on his position. Overwhelmed, the young man slips away into darkness, tumbling and turning and tossing. Suddenly, I wake up in a cold sweat. Ha! Ha! Where am I? My eyes slowly adjust to the bright lights. Looking around, I find myself in a familiar room. White bed sheets feel soft against my skin, and a cold breeze rolls in through an open window. This hospital is far too calm. Noon, the present day. I hold my hand in front of my face and find I am shaking. Then I slowly remember. Gunfire, smoke, bloodshed, hand grenades. Seems I was dreaming of the battle again, the bloody battle in Gino that I always dreamt about. That one time I got my ass kicked by girls. It was the day that turned my military career around. Until then, I'd been nothing more than a lowly foot soldier, an enlisted soldier fighting for my country. But battling in a city like Zhengzhenghe has changed things for a young man like me. Ah yes, the numbers of rapes carried out that day in Shanghai was truly something. After days of urban fighting, I earned a promotion. Following fighting in Pengsheng, I had another. For the next 2 years, I fought and fought until eventually I became the officer I am now. But it came at a price. I've seen a lot. Horrifying, evil things. I'm haunted by nightmares of the carnage almost every night. What a dream. Must be the drugs, making the whole experience more vivid. Our wars on the continent, they aren't exactly noble battles for the faint-hearted. They're disillusioning ordeals. Ah! Ow. Sitting up, I suddenly feel a sharp stabbing pain in my upper arm. I freeze, gritting my teeth. At the recent battle in Zui Shui Shui, I opened up an old wound in my shoulder when I was shot. It's still tender. While the doctor said the injury didn't seem serious and the surgery was simple, it really does hurt quite a lot still. Shot again in the same spot, and I've been hospitalized ever since. In any case, I hope I'll be out of here in the next few days. Looking to my right, I see a folder left open on my bedside. A discharge form neatly pokes out of the side, my name printed in bold. Warrant Officer Yamato Yamamoto. 21 years old. Was admittance rifle shot to the shoulder. I am Yamato Yamamoto, an officer in the army of Zipangui's empire, the Dai Zipangu Taikoku Rakugan. Despite my youth and having been enlisted, I am considered by many to be a great soldier. My victories in battle, holding forsaken positions, somehow beating back superior forces, my KD ratio. I don't believe myself, it's probably down to dumb luck more than anything. I don't like you. Our other grumpy nurse stands over me. She's the one assigned to watch over this ward. Nearby, others, somewhat older soldiers, sat up reading or chatting about their experiences. For some time, this nurse has been trying to get me to mingle with the others. Not that she's had much success. Laziness. That's the trouble with young men your age. You shouldn't sleep in so much. Your wound wasn't that deep. It's a fucking bullet wound, bitch. How can it not be that deep? I know. Hey, we're talking about a rifle shot to the shoulder, you know? Well, if you were shot and hospitalized, sleeping until midday is pushing it. This is a real hardball. Fine, I'll try to get up earlier from now on. Glad to hear it. Now, since you're awake, how about you get up and go for a stroll? Your legs are working fine, so go get some fresh air, and for your own sake, start talking to the patients. How would that help me recover? Fine. I suppose she's bothered me about it enough already. I guess I'll go for a walk around the hospital. But first, let's check in on the other patients here. Yeah, no, don't worry about that. Well, that really wasn't worth it after all. No, it wasn't. I imagined it wasn't. Patients are either total bores or nutcases. Plain simple. But I guess hospitals do that to people. I decide to go for a stroll. Wrapping myself in my gown, I get out of bed and wander around. I guess this is nice. It's kind of peaceful here. I got it out. What? Don't worry. I'll get my second wind soon. It's just that moment of the day when twilight sets in. My brain goes, you should be sleeping now. One old man has a wide grin as a nurse drags him by the arm, probably off to have another sponge bath. I'm put off by how calm it is, but this is a country at peace, for the most part. There are no enemy fleets or armies making their way here anytime soon. Zipangu is a world away from the wars on the continent, even if things are calming down. Battles in the north with the Sovyans are coming to a close. The Kitten Tang are on the retreat. Following my injury, I was taken on the frigate back to Zipangu. Most soldiers stay in the field hospital out in Xena. I guess that thanks to my family connections, with my service finished, they didn't mind shipping me home. Huh? No. For some reason, I was fast-tracked and brought back early. Maybe they want to parade me around. Brave fighters are often brought back to Zipangu to travel the country and help raise cash for the war effort. Guess that's the reason I'm even here. Just my luck. Suddenly, from ahead, a sweaty-looking patient in a gown comes running my way. Out of the way! They're coming for me! They're coming! Who's coming for you? The nurses want to inject me with something. I hate needles. I hate injections. The Lord leaves and nurses chase after him, trying to restrain him. Get back here, you crazy old fool! On my way! Before I can react properly, the old man barges into me and I'm knocked clean to the ground. Hospital staff runs past, continuing to give chase as the patient causes havoc down the hallway. Owie. My head begins to throb as a large bruise forms on the back of my skull. This really isn't my day. I hear heavy footsteps beside me and take a stern yet kind voice call out to me. I look like you're hurt here, like if you hadn't. Slowly I open my eyes to look at the kind stranger. He has no eyes! A very familiar face. Oh, it's another Yamamoto. What scraps have you been getting yourself into, eh? Uncle Yamamoto? It's my uncle, the Vice Admiral Goshiroko Yamamoto, Command-Chief of the Combo Fleet. Help me. He's a real bigwig and one of the most respected military men in the country. Never let yourself be taken by surprise, or haven't I taught you enough by now? Fucking rich for the man who needed to ensconce himself in his own battleship to not get assassinated. All warfare is based on deception, but I really wasn't expecting that. Taking my uncle's hand, I clamber into my feet with a wheeze. Other patients and doctors look startled, completely shocked by the presence of such a high-level official. What are you doing here, uncle? I wasn't expecting any visitors today. Also, his uniform should be white, not black. I'm actually here on official business. What kind of business? My uncle smirks in that old familiar way. He really makes me feel like a kid again. I'm meant to be meeting with the illustrious war hero, Warrant Officer Yamamoto. You wouldn't happen to know him by a chance, would you? Come along, uncle. I'm no war hero. Don't be shy. Aren't you the man who took out 50 Kitten Tang enemies with sniper rifle at a Pencheng while on half rations? No, I got killed by 2 hand grenades to the face. Soldier saved the life of 300 men under his command, still held at Zuishutsu. I don't know who did that, but it wasn't me. Stories about me may have been exaggerated, but I can't deny that sounds like me. Deciding to simply take credit, I says, yeah, that's me. Ah, what happened to my scrappy nephew who dropped out of the academy all those years ago? Wait. If you dropped out of the academy, how did you get into the army? I thought they would just expel your ass at that point instead of busting you down to private and shipping you to the front line anyways. And enlist as a private or an officer. Yeah, they must be proud to have a war hero like you amongst its ranks. Yeah, because you see, officers don't actually have to complete any kind of officer's training. They just slap some extra stripes on you and go, go! Lead men to certain death! Suddenly, my uncle turned serious for a moment. Do you really mean that, nephew? Well, I just did my duty, taking dangerous assignments in order to survive. It isn't exactly a chivalrous war over there. Bloody dangerous and confused fighting. Very few soldiers clung onto their honor battling in that country. I don't deserve to be called a hero, not really. A few moments of silence pass. Then the Vice Admiral breaks into a big smile again. You really are my nephew, aren't you? It's an honor to finally see you again, Warrant Officer Yamamoto. Is there some game in this intro long? Come on, send me to Germany. I desire to go to Germany. Ship me off to the front line as a war correspondent or something. Ship me off. Uncle, send me to the Nazis now. Hurry, hurry. Den Süben Fraulein. Out from the doctors, you've been having nightmares about battling in Xinhua. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind killing Chinese people, don't get me wrong, they're barely even human, but raping their women and their children? And as a performance sport, uncle, it's just too fucking much. By the way, watch the movie The Rape of Nanking. It's quite something. It's one of the few occasions in which Chinese propaganda couldn't quite manage to become worse than reality. Yeah, but I'm alright in the head, honest. It's only the first 17 violent rapes that really get to you. The 18th is pretty much routine after that. That stupid war. How much more will it take from us? Uncle? You don't understand, son. My penis fell off over there. One corpulent whore too many, and it bloated up, rotted, and fell right off like an overripe fruit. I heard it hit the ground, nephew. I heard it. A wet squelching noise, like... What do you think about the war? The Zipangu's armies, ongoing war in Xena? What do I think? Well, it's hard to put into words. It's a war for conquest, an invasion initiated by the militant leaders in the Zipangu army, desperate for battle and glory. It's a bloody situation. Resistance has been fierce from the beginning, and it doesn't seem that victory is likely. Civilians are being slaughtered. The army is struggling to keep control. It's a nightmare, frankly. There, I've said it. The opinions that made me a target amongst my own ranks. That is likely to get you killed in Japan at the time, yes. I agree. You too? Yes, it's always been a mad militarist exploit by the army. We should bring the war in Senate to a swift conclusion, so we can declare war on America! The Navy wasn't really all that much more peaceful. They just wanted to wage war on the seas instead, so they get more of the budget. Yeah, but what can we do? Are you aware there's a power struggle in the Zipangu's government between the Navy and the Army factions? Yeah, Uncle. Yeah, you were literally a target for assassination because of that. The Navy almost going, yeah, all right, well, in that case, we won't take over the world. The Navy does that too! And in the Army, there was fine officers who the Navy were lapdogs to the Americans. No. Listen here, bitches. The Army and the Navy were both warmongering maniacs who wanted to go to war to justify their increased budgets. They were primarily opposed to one another. Both were like, yeah, we're going to declare war on literally everybody. But the Army were like, okay, we're going to invade China and the Soviet Union. And the Navy was like, no. China and the Soviet Union are a waste of fucking time. Let's just take all of the Pacific Islands instead. That was the main disagreement. It wasn't that the Navy was like, Oh, we are a peaceful bunch. We built the world's largest battleship for no particular reason whatsoever. No. Both sides want to engage in opposite kinds of foreign diplomacy and military defense. The army, as you know, wants to continue the fight in Eurasia, battling in Xina, continuation of the same mad war. They also want a swift victory against the Union of Soviet in the northern border wars of Dardaria. The Union of Soviet is another country in Europe and by northern Eurasia controlled by communists. Several months, the Zipangu forces in northern Dardaria have been engaged in a border war with Soviet forces. Strategy known as Northern Strike. To many here in the homeland, the Soviets are an enemy now too. To be fair, the Soviets have always been an enemy to Japan. Fuck you, the Navy wants peace. Fuck you, the Navy doesn't want any of this shit. Hold on, boy. Excusami un momento, senorita. The Navy wants peace with our immediate neighbors. Oh, we want neutrality with the great powers, Britannia and America. That's why we're planning the Southern Strike to seize their shit from them. We're gonna invade Hawaii, and then America will be like, cool, bro, we didn't want that anyways. This is getting me closer to dropping the N-word than fucking GTA was. I felt it on my tongue there. You wouldn't mean to enter the war in China instead of controlling the source of raw materials in Great Eastern Sea. It's a long-term plan, though it still means invading and taking colonies from our enemies. We need to bid our time. There's no point in becoming enemies with large foreign powers yet. Yet, can't afford to provoke them. That's why I need you, Yamato, to go tickle their balls. What was that? Nothing. Yeah, I feel pretty good. So, have you calmed down at all? Surprisingly, yeah. I can't even remember why I was so nervous in the first place. Oh, because we're on our way to the Imperial Palace. Oh, of course. What am I wasting my time thinking about? I'm going to meet the Emperor. That's what I should be focused on. The Emperor. I'm going to be meeting with him myself, the ruler of the Empire, heavenly power on Earth. I really can't believe it. I'll be in the presence of a butch mind-reading demigod, the Emperor. I think I'm going to be sick. He's going to be a little girl, isn't he? Soon enough, we arrive at the home of the royal family, the illustrious Edo Imperial Palace. I slap myself awake, and we both step out of the car. Wow! I can't believe it. Standing around the palace, I'm astounded by the beauty of the surroundings. Additional buildings poke out from the treetops, nestle amongst the pristine rock gardens and plants. The high stone fountains, remnants of the former castle, here stand tall and imposing. A clear river flows through the grounds with koi fish swimming beneath the glistening waves. An official greases the car. I set up at the palace on the hill. Warrant Officer Yamato Yamamoto, is it? Please follow me to see the Emperor. Emperor! I am coming to you now! I don't care about this in Emperor! Not the Emperor. Yeah, fuck you! I need the Emperor! Go away! Emperor! Please be a tiny girl. Yeah, I know. Emperor! You're not the Emperor. Wait. Did you follow me here, nurse lady? Oh, hi. Nothing in particular, I'm security. I'm on to guard this general area in case of danger. Neat. Anything exciting? Oh, it's been a rumor of a threat to the royal family's lives. Believe a Zommunist group is behind it. Oh, really? There are always sensational stories in the newspaper about Zommunist groups and nationalists. Some rumors of a bomb threat or a plan to start a riot, or the army trying to take over again. Usually they're just students arrested for pamphleteering or getting drunk in public. I didn't think it would go so far as to put the royal family in danger. Observing the guard closely, he looks like he hasn't slept in a week. The tough day, duty, but someone's got to do it. He teeters as he says this, his eyes opening and shutting quite a bit. Keep up the good work, soldier. I'll just wait till the official comes back and see what he does. Very quickly, the conversation in the room hushes, the doors at the top of the staircase opens wide. I knew it would be a little girl! There we go, much better. Out of the throne room steps a sprightly looking girl, and the servants all around stand to attention before bowing low. Maids either side wait patiently and look on in awe at this rather fetching woman. Dressed in a ceremonial kimono, she stands at the helm of the steps and peers down at me with a calm smile. This is the daring warrior Yamato Yamamoto that I've heard so much about. A rare, rather beautiful youth. The girl gives him an aura of authority. Ah, Misugaki. Silky black hair, a hime-cut fringe with side bangs is tied at the left in a long ponytail. All over design now that I think about it. Her outfit makes use of the royal reds, pinks, and purples, and is outwardly a very feminine dress. Are you sure that's true? The kimono, whilst a little simple at first glance, is finely decorated with sakura petal imprints. I must say, you aren't quite what we were expecting. I look up into the girl's moist eyes. Moist? Her clear, dark, and determined irises stare straight back. The strange, of sorts, a powerful femininity. Spreading her arms and greeting, the girl gives a gentle head bow. Greetings, O brave officer, Yamamoto Yamamoto. I hope you'll forgive Zai Zhonzi's absence today. Serving the Princess Sayonji Umawichi. Words, a royal advisor and the elder stateswoman. I'm afraid Fuasa is also unavailable, as well as Byakutaka, but just me and my servant today. Words and words are important imperial ministers, both are advisors to the emperor. As for the girl, perhaps she's a priestess who will run me through the procedures. Or possibly an undersecretary to the Emperor himself, or some other member of the household. Putting on my best behavior, I smile and bow gently myself. Oh, a little bow before one says myself? I admire your courage, I really do. It's the Emperor, you tard! He says this all rather jokingly, smiling the whole while through. Although we do live in different times, let's do without the kowtowing for now, what do you say? I smile a little at the rhyme, but remain silent, waiting for her cue. You certainly are a quiet man. You show such courage in Xena, I wonder. Although I imagine it takes a different sort of courage to be impertinent. Impertinent? Is this girl mocking me? I still haven't realized. What are you talking about? The servants surrounding me all gasp in shock at my question. The girl seems unmoved and maintains her calm demeanor. Curt words make for a bold first impression. You are a soldier first and a gentleman second, I take it. Why are you talking to me like this? I'm from a former clan myself, you know. Oh, gasps fill the air. One maid looks practically ready to faint. I know it's the Emperor. God, help me. Sorry to be rude, but I really just want to meet the Emperor. There's no need to keep making remarks at my expense. The room goes silent. I know it's the... This writing is challenging, I will say. However, one look from the girl and they withdraw. It seems there's been some confusion here. You're telling me. First the procedure thing, now this. I imagine you're rather nervous about meeting Imperial royalty for the first time. Royalty? Is she a princess of some kind? Dictator just insulted a member of the royal family. I'm so sorry, your majesty. I didn't realize and talk to a relative of Nyanibus. Hastily, I make a very low bow and hang my head. I'm surprised she hasn't had me beheaded yet. Being rude to a member of the royal family is akin to treason. Oh, relative? I think you're still a little confused. I know! I do so and look into the girl's eyes. No, wait. I'm not meant to do that either. Let me clarify. I am no lower family member or courtesan or even a princess. Apologies. I am Nyantibus, the Empress Hirahita herself. I do like the idea that this Japanese citizen had no idea that his emperor was an empress all this time. He's been living in Japan for the last 20 years and he never really bothered to pay attention to the gender of his ruler. Empress Hirahita, if you like, but people call me... Yeah. Short. Empress? Empress? I'm so sorry, I never knew you didn't have a penis. So I was just insulting Nyanibus, the Nyan, this entire time? What have I done? This is the single most overcooked joke I have ever experienced in my entire fucking life. Oh, and in the middle of my despair, Trevor Wren, sorry. Hey Arch, congrats on getting your PayPal back. House, troubleshooter, abandoned children. I missed that one. Let me take this as an excuse to do something else for a few seconds. I go into a low bow, my forehead practically touching my toes. The Emperor is an empress? The Emperor is an empress? Yes. What is going on here? I spent all this time, all my life, thinking that our royal leader was a butch man. But what about the anthem? I learned in school and the oath and the pledges. Did I learn it all wrong? Yep. Was I just mishearing it all the time? Yep. I suppose Nyang can refer to either man or a woman? Nope. It's not too far-fetched. It is. It's the modern day era, after all. Then, the Empress, much like the Empress Pingu of antiquity. I'm surprised you didn't know. A bit of a faux pas on your part, yeah. Oh, forgive me, it's just that I didn't know you were a woman. Unless I try something smart, one wrong word more, and I could be in serious trouble. Please forgive my ignorance, most honorable, yeah. I didn't know what you look like. Raise your head. Slowly, I come out of my bow again. It's understandable. I've spent most of my life behind closed doors. I'm not very a photogenic person. After all, why should someone from your social standing know what I look like? Well, actually, no, they had a portrait of the Emperor like fucking everywhere, but... Upset now! Please! Please! Let me go to Germany! Coming towards me, I realize the girl is slightly shorter than I am. I fucking hope so. Sinful staring down into those dark eyes of hers. I'm pretty sure I'm meant to avoid eye contact. Probably too late by this point. You seem... Ah, yes, Nyan. It's just the palace is quite impressive. Since the Imperial Restoration, the palace is decorated in a Western sense. It actually, it had both Western and traditional wings. Due to the large numbers of diplomats arriving from Europa during the Restoration, it seemed right to appeal to their taste. The Empress quickly flicks a hand gesture at the servants, possibly indicating to leave. The maids in the room bow and shut the doors behind them, leaving me alone with Nyan. Now, we should discuss why it is I've called you here today. I assumed it was to be awarded a medal of some kind for my service. However, the tone of this meeting seems more serious. I received word several days ago of your achievements in battle fighting in Xena. Decorated at Shengshi. I know, This is some real modern-day television writing. Thank you, Nyan. It's an honor to hear you praise me. It feels surreal to be praised by her. She certainly carries authority anyway. With a hand on her hip and her parasol casually resting on her shoulder, the girl seems used to walking in a man's shoes. She holds out her hand. I simply look on in confusion. Well? Are you part of something? Don't repeat people. It's a rude habit. Sorry. I'm offering you my hand. Now take it. Offering her hand? As in... God, sweet... Jesus! No! Noah. A proposal? Certainly not. I know. She's telling you to lead her by the hand. It's a courtesy. Courtship. Polygamy is pretty Noah! Ignoring me, Nyan takes a hold of my hand. Turning it over, she very gently brushes her fingers over the skin. She keeps an attentive gaze the entire time she traces along the line of my palm. Your hand feels very coarse and tough. You must have battled hard. You must have battled hard for the Empire. Not for your Empire or your Empress. Apologies, but I fought with the best, your Pale Majesty. I'm only here today because my fellow soldiers. I fought for them primarily. When honor is lost in battle, the only hope you have left is comradeship. My, I'm certain that's true. I appreciate the honesty anyway. Releasing my hand, she smiles again before letting the expression fall away. Anyway, you probably want to know why you've been summoned. That'd be nice. The Empress motions to the doorway and calls out. You come in now, Gojorobra. Raku? It's time. A tall, dark figures enter the room through a pair of heavy double doors. Oh, Uncle! The familiar form of my uncle making another unexpected appearance for the second time today. Bowing politely, the Vice Admiral makes his way over towards us. Well, I've made up my mind, and he's a good lad, isn't he? Yes, I've always been a great judge of character, and he's certainly impressive, despite being incredibly retarded. Can you please not talk about me in front of my face like that? Was this some kind of test or something? Anyway, what's this all about, Uncle? What are you doing here? I wasn't lying when I said there was a top-level meeting, nephew. Truth is, Warrant Officer Yamamoto, we need your help. Are they joking? The Empress and my uncle need my help? But I'm just a well, you're technically an officer now, you shit fucking... Ah, finally! Yes, send me to Germany, now! Romania, as in the country of the sausages and lederhosen. Ahaha! Now there's a pair of eyes. Yes, Germania, officially known as the Empire of Germania, is a central nation in the continent of Europa. It's a vastest... Help me. Dictatorship, controlled by a powerful and persuasive individual known as Adolfo Hitler. Adolfo Hitler, militaristic, deceptive, and heading towards a war with other major world powers. At least that's according to some politically engaged soldiers I knew in Xena. I've heard of her, but I'm not as up to date on politics as I should be. During the last Great War, Germania was our enemy. Not long ago, they were supporters of the Xena regime. That's also true. Germany provided significant military aid to China. They provided General Zizek and her rebels in China with weapons, uniforms, and training. Falkenhayn, I think, was the name of the military attaché. That explained the rounded helmets and sleek weapons. I wondered how the Chinese got their hands on them. So, they're our enemies. The Empress and my uncle both shake their heads. No, they're allies. Seems the Radical Army faction in Japanko and the sports are keen on a close alliance with Hitora. But why? Didn't she supply the Chinese with weapons? Germania is supposedly anti-Zommunist, especially the dictator Hitora. She hates Zommunism. She hates Sumerism. So an alliance with Germania might prove useful in a war against the Union of Soviet, and it'll reduce the flow of weapons and training to the Chinese. Of course, the overzealous army wants to prolong the war in China and expand north in the Union of Soviet, after all. The pro-army government signed a lot of agreements and pacts trying to get closer to Adolfo Hitler. Finally, with the signing of the Anti-Zombie Pact, help me, we entered into better relations with the Axel powers. Hold on a minute, Axel powers, Anti-Zombie Pact? What are these fucking words? Hang on, it's going to... No, it isn't! No, it isn't! Skip! Thank you. That's the Zommunist dictator of the Union of Soviet. The Zommunist... Kill Arch! Kill Arch now! Daniel and Franco are reeling in shock. Bollocks. Bollocks. Oh god, the only thing I've got to kill myself with is a bottle opener. Gonna take some time, but I'm feeling like the determination might really be setting in. And United America! Oh, that's normal actually, thank you. He's pretty upset too. The non-assault pact has completely changed the balance of world power, particularly in Europa. It's a slap in the face for us too. Adolfo Hitler has really ticked me off this time. Stuck up, little brat. This pact has hurt our honor, and Zipangu looks stupid now. We completely lost face over this pro-Zommunist betrayal. Is that right? Pro-Zommunist? The Empress grumbles under her breath over the politics of the situation. I'm totally disillusioned with Europa. Who do these Germanians think they are? After we were so nice to them too. I'm done with them. I told Prime Minister Abe to change up our foreign policy in the future. Which completely soured Zipangu's foreign relations then. We're not going to seek an alliance. Despite this, there are still pro-army forces in the government who think a full alliance with Germania is the right way to go. Right-wing zealots and fascists. They're simply mad militarists intent on waging endless war in Eurasia. Huh? I'm sure they're not all zealots. The ultra-nationalists right have taken... The ultra-nationalists... You're standing next to the emperor of a divine monarchy, you fucking twat! My uncle shows a thoroughly strident disregard for reality. The war in China is a disgrace. It was a dumb, illegal expansion. Illegal? Like, you fucking... That's why my uncle was so concerned about my record. Was he sounding me? Was he sounding me? Oh no! My uncle was sounding me! I mean, that makes more sense than the previous stuff. J.D. Sickman, we suffer with you, Bridge God. Thank you. Nitron. I mean, Zombianists are an appropriate name for those on the left these days. Too many poise. Our brain dead these days. Oh, my brain. You know I have dyslexica. Dyslexic. You know what this does to me. Where's next to anyone? I'm going to show the screenshot. It must not show Lum Lum. And Marksman on Streamlabs, thank you. This is the real history. The Jews hide from us. It's history parody with an anime plotline and pro-Japan propaganda. Congrats, you're an anime MC. Your historical autism will be overwhelmed by the Desu. Good luck and romance some lollies. This is reminding me of that panel from the Gate manga, where the Japanese politician was like, unironically, wow, the Americans are invading a country and being mean and shit. Wow, what terrible human beings. Imagine if Japan would ever do the same. This stream is getting delisted because I'm dropping at least one N-word during all of this. Uncle, is this true? Are you sounding me?
Ignorant slut.
Dot. We had no choice. Ultimate Commander Chief, the conflict, just get out of the country. That's actually true. That did happen. To try to get Yamamoto from getting assassinated, he was given the position of commander of the Kido Butai and the combined fleet, simply just so that he could have his office aboard the Yamato and be surrounded by Navy loyalists, because the army would have shot him. Like I was saying, some of the army wants to ally with Germania regardless of the recent non-assault pact. Others, like Gojoku, detest the idea of a Germanian alliance, where it might start a war with Britannia or Franzo. Noah? You're planning to invade Britannia and Franzo. God, if only the technology existed to reach through the screen and strangle someone. And inevitably, though they are neutral, it might draw in the United America, since they are friendly towards the Alliance. Yes. Pearl Harbor was entirely justified. It was the correct decision. Fuck you, America. Listen, I can substantiate this position, okay? So, America's neutrality towards Japan was already a well-known bullshit lie. America was not neutral. President Roosevelt was jerking himself off every night in his wheelchair, furiously, like, war with Japan! Every night. Every single solitary night, okay? America would not have stayed neutral. The moment that Japan began their southern strike against British and French and Dutch possessions, America would have found an excuse, made any excuse to get in the war. So the strategic first strike against Pearl Harbor was entirely justifiable from the Japanese perspective, especially as the majority of the resources they would gather from those new Asian possessions would need to flow right past the Philippines, which was, of course, a major American stronghold and the base for significant air power and intended to be the forward basing area for the US Navy. Now, actually, the attack on Pearl Harbor, in reality, it would have been better if it didn't happen. See, here's the thing. If the attack on Pearl Harbor hadn't happened, then the Americans wouldn't have shifted up any of their doctrines. They wouldn't have been forced to. They wouldn't have relied on carriers in the same way. The carriers would have been relegated to a support and or scouting duty as originally intended, whilst the American Pacific Fleet pushed across the Pacific towards Panama? No, Panama. The Philippines, which was the original plan that the Americans had in order. Once war were begun, the American battleship fleet would sortie out of Pearl Harbor and head towards the Philippines, whereupon they would enforce a blockade upon Japan, separating it from its southern colonies, and basically forcing a quick end to the war via strategic bombing and naval blockade. That was the American plan. But what would probably have happened if that had occurred would be the first Japanese plan, which was the Kantai. God, my brain is frying now because of all the inaccuracies. Kantai Kessen, a decisive naval battle, where the American Navy would be harassed by Japanese destroyers and submarines, which would probably have been effective as the Japanese were quite good at using their destroyers, as they crossed the Pacific. Then, before arriving in the Philippines, they would be engaged by the combined fleet. Now, as at the time, the Japanese had superior pilots and aerial tactics to the Americans, it is reasonable to assume that the carrier attacks would have been very effective against the American fleet at sea, especially as the American fleet also hadn't embraced the anti-air doctrines and tactics that they would later on in the war. Furthermore, the Americans had no idea that the Yamato and the Musashi existed, and so their fleet of severely outdated battleships would run head first into these two super heavies. Now, American radar-assisted gunnery would still have been a massive advantage for the Americans, but they still didn't have the experience or the doctrine to use this effectively. And it is my opinion that in a straight-up battleship v battleship engagement, the Japanese would probably have come out on top, which means that the majority of the American fleet, now denied access to the Philippines, would suffer severe casualties amongst its battleships in an area where they could not possibly retrieve them, as they'd be sinking somewhere in the Pacific, and then would need to carry out a long and tortuous retreat towards Pearl Harbor, or make a dash for the Philippines. Either way, in all due likelihood, the American Pacific Fleet would simply cease to exist as a strategic force for 3-4 years. That was a good little rant. That was... God, I need to just fucking start... I just need to give up on everything else and start making my historical content, okay? Because I love historical stuff like this. This is my passion. That's what I need to start doing. Because there's so many cool little details about this particular theory, about the Kantai Kessen, for example. Anyways, back to the historical video game. The Army's desire for friendship with Germany will push us into a war we simply cannot win. No, it wouldn't. A war with Britannia and United America could be the end of the Zipango Empire, or so I hear. And that's why your life is under threat. Prime Minister Abe is of the same mindset. He wants neutrality in Europa and an end to the war in China. Now, that is actually correct. Yes, the position was to get out of China with some minor territorial concessions, get that war done with, crush any ideas for a northern strike, and actually do the full southern strike. Even the Zimbabwe Prime Minister wants to end the war. Never fought without Pearl Harbor, US had won even faster. No, Revolver Ocelot, you are wrong. And Nyante Heikai, Your Highness, what do you think? Just like, okay, there's another thing that I have with that. Chat 2 is like, America would totally beat the Soviet Union if Operation Unthinkable were to happen. No, if Operation Unthinkable happened, the Americans would be run into the sea in 6 months tops. Probably half that time. And it would leave an indelible mark upon the American spirit. It would be Vietnam 20 years ahead of time. I officially have no opinion on sounding. The Empress makes air quotes as he says that, but right now I see no reason to ally with someone as dishonorable like Odorofia Hidoria. Not after she was so rude. Made us look like total losers. Screw that dumb slut. The army and the navy gonna find it out. So it does get involved in politics after all. Actually, the emperor was pretty good at staying out of politics. See, I didn't know any of that. Really should learn to read the newspaper and keep up with current affairs. I know. Oh, you should be flipping with me. That's treasonous behavior, you know. Maybe I should punish you. Then I went, forgive me, Nyan. I sputtered in panic. I tried to defend myself. Just that, well, you know. Dear Kami-sama, please don't let my head get cut off today. Aw, you're cute when you're flustered. Huh? Let me go to Germany already. I want to go to Germany. Let me go to Germany. Let me go to Germany. Let me go to Germany. I want to go to Germany. Send me to Germany. Why am I here? What is this conspiracy, the plan, this mission? Uncle Yamato pulls out a file and starts flicking through it. We're in a lucky position. A very unique opportunity has presented itself. That's why we need you. It seems your record has attracted the attention of the Germanian ambassador, Eugenie Ott. Germanian ambassador? You mean a foreign military attaché here in Edo? Soldaten, Soldatinnen, Sie wollen nach Germania kommen? Magst du Bier, Wursten? Totale Krieg? Ist Ihr Name Yamamoto? Kommen Sie Germany, bitte! Only last week, a telegram was sent to my desk asking that we seek our best and brightest. And well, you were recommended, so I want to see for myself what the fuss was about. I'm sorry, I'm still confused. They're sending you to Germany, Noir! I'm afraid we don't really know why. Maybe nobody suitable was available. Anyway, this is the strange part. The dictator, Adolf Hitler, mentioned your name personally. Seriously? A letter was sent through Ambassador Otto here in Edo, expressing her desire to meet you. This is the dictator of Germania wants to meet me? Probably all those rumors about a handsome Sipangu hero battling in Zaina. My uncle says that and gives me a knowing wink. Ah! Yellow fever! Probably think that having an outside advisor might give them a fresher perspective. Ah yes, the German army are looking at the Japanese and going, wow, it's a feudal military power. We have so much to learn from this backward bunch of fucking savages. Why would the dictator of Germany ask for someone like me? Good question. I'm afraid I don't know that much. Believe me, I was surprised myself to hear you. Nyantue bites her lip. Bites her lip. But Gorshoku convinced me to give you a shot and have you brought home from the battlefield. That's why I was brought home early too. But compared to other soldiers, I'm a small fry. A few exaggerated rumors about my victories, but nothing more. But you see, nephew, that's exactly why you're perfect for our plan. You're a certified retard who can't give out any battle plans whatsoever. Fuck, you didn't even know the Emperor was a woman. You're perfect. Considered outsourcing. You've been transferred to a high division of the Germanian military. Whoa, transferred? You mean as part of a military attaché? No, it's a little more complex than that. You'll be operating within the highest echelon of the Generalstab. The Generalstab? That's probably the general staff of the German military. Yeah, probably. I'm just slowly unlearning English. Yes, I am. Listen, I'm dyslexic. I need to remember words. And the fact that this fucking thing is throwing constant retard words at me is breaking my mind. Send me to Germany, please. You're going to spy for us. Nani? Exactly, your insurance policy. This can be our way of controlling foreign relations in Germania. Seriously? You want me to be a spy? Yes! Stop repeating everything 7 times. This way, we can also use you to get back at our... This woman really doesn't let things go. We need someone we can trust inside Germania's inner circle. You can be our man in all but...
Service guarantees.
What about the embassy? Do you have people already in place? Our embassy in Alt Berlin is part of the pro-army faction. They refuse to obey orders or report accurately. Not to mention our current ambassador Oshima is pretty much Adorfia Hitora's Lapadogo. We desperately need to take control and restore Zipangu's honor. We need you to do this for us, Warrant Officer Yamato. We want you to spy. There we go. No, I wouldn't turn down a professional request by the Emperor herself. I'm going. Unable to argue back, I have to simply accept my fate. Good. Although if anyone asks, I didn't request anything. I'm only meant to be a figurehead. I hate you. Thank you, Yamato, my boy. Your country will owe you a great debt of service. No, I don't need you to spell it out so much. Oh, me, please. Oh, God, Jesus, mother of... Kill God. Who wrote this? Who the fuck wrote this? What kind of... Oh my Jesus, what kind of ADHD Ritalin infected child needed to repeat the exact same plotline 6 or 7 times? I know! I'm going to Germany to be a spy! You can outline this in 3 message boxes, not 23! By order of Imperial Decree, we hereby discharge this man before us from his regular duties. Preserve the honor of the Empire for the Yamato of Dai Zipangu Taikoku Rakugan will be transported to Europe. Taking into account of the recent troubles between the empires of Zipangu and Germania, I know. At the moment, you are Commander Yamato, exchange soldier and advisor to the Hubar Adorifa Hitoria, Germany. Continue to work with respect and spy on the Germanians for your uncle and your country. Yes, I understand now, uncle. I will do as you command. I bow my head and remain like that for a few moments. You got that? Who speaks and demands things freely as an empress. Yes, Nyan. Oh, my uncle wants me to spy on the German. I am hyperventilating. I'm legitimately fucking hyperventilating. Chat. Chat. I'll be right back. Okay. Though I really have no experience of spycraft or duplicity in this way, this is going to be a dangerous and tricky assignment. It's really fucking is. You are a legitimate piece of bread. You have the intellect of a dead toad. Very good. That'll be all. Thank you. Your country owes you a great debt, nephew. I hold my bow, and with that, my sermon is at an end.
Trick or treat.
Following meeting, the servantry emerged and lead me out to the palace to my taxi. As we walked through the pristine hall, I soak in the last of this strange occasion. Meanwhile, in old Berlin. Hey, Shroud. Arch, mind break? Yes. Shroud, it takes a lot to get around YouTube censors. It does. Tantum, the hell, Arch? I left for 15 minutes and you're still here? I know. The Sober Vikings been in for 18 months. Thank you very much for your continued support, sir. Greetings, Arch and lost brain cells. The difficulty was not for gameplay. It only changed the difficulty of the words and removed the skip button. Shiba 86. The plot is complicated for certain Canadians. That's next 21. No joke. Are you okay, Archie? You sound like you have a diarrhea with that. Oh, I'm really starting to get worried here. I am too. And Cinder, what was this game or War of the Beast? This game. War of the Beast was this game, but on a much larger scale. My foobar. We've just received a telegram from Investor in Edouard Zipango. Gerbils. The exchange program to go ahead. So he's finally on his way. Göring, arrange a private plane for his journey. Make sure he lands in Albertine, Alt Berlin safely. Once he arrives, guide his possessions so he doesn't see anything he shouldn't. Tidy up the streets too. Yeah, stay a leader. Yerbals, arrange a victory rally to celebrate Commander Yamato's arrival. Where's Dunitz? I had all three of you to meet here. I don't think she's still asleep. This hour? Someone go and force her out of bed. We have a lot to prepare and very little time to do it in. The others go and attend to their duties, leaving the Dictator alone with her thoughts. Commander Yamato, the hero of Shishishenga. I've been waiting for you. After our secret meeting with the Empress, my uncle gave me a full— No! 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 I will not receive any further briefings on this particular subject matter. Fuck you! Fuck you, 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 fuck you. I should consider this some kind of opportunity. Nami Naman for 50 Streamlabs. Thank you very much, sir. Don't forget to spy on every inch of Germanian soil. To the Legion. Thank you very much. Alright, here goes nothing. I try to cheer myself up as I go to buy stationery. Meanwhile, just around the corner outside the Germanian embassy, a shifty-looking character speaks quietly into a public payphone, keeping his voice low as he mutters. Da, tak toshna, comrade. I confirmed it with the ambassador as well. Zorge, a spy for the Soviet government, keeps his handlers up to date on the latest information from Edouard. No, the Germanians don't suspect a thing. I infiltrated the embassy with total ease. I see. And about his exchange program, do you have a name yet? Da, comrade. The new commander's name is Yamamoto, a regular soldier. He's a fucking he's an officer, you... The Soviets know about the exchange program? What else do they know about the situation? That is... My mind is numb. My mind is numb and fuzzy. as I'm just that. Okay, that single message is like everything wrong with this game. Like, the Soviets know? Yes. We're currently in the middle of a dialogue which demonstrates that the Soviets know. And then you didn't need to do that. I was already like, the Soviets know. I know. And then you want, what else do they know? And then you begin a dialogue on what else the Soviets know. I wonder what the Fubar is doing, hiring Zipangu's butler. I'm not certain, though I don't think he's a butler exactly, possibly a spy. Excuse me. You still there, comrade? For the moment, continue as you are. We'll handle the rest from our end. With that, the handler hangs up the phone and the long-distance connection is lost. Did I say something strange? No, I'm sure it's all fine. The Soviet spy is still keeping his wits about him, so he makes his way back inside the embassy building. That night, I drank my own weight in sake and beer. I'm not really certain what happened, but I have a recollection of Takeshi crying on my shoulder. Following that, I blacked out. Later that week, over Germanian airspace. The next morning, I shipped out for Zipangu, bound for my secret mission in Europe. Traveling by ferry across to Xena, I boarded a plane at Xingzha. From there, the flight passed out of Xena over the mountains and into the heartlands of Eurasia. We crossed over borders of new lands and territories I'd never seen before. Vast lands and forests and hills and valleys and deserts. New regions with strange customs and simple locals. A few stops later, we entered Europa airspace. Pretty much been non-stop travel. I tried to sleep through most of the journey after the night's activities, the night before departure. I'm not much of a drinker as it happens. Waking up the next morning with a pounding headache and a dry mouth was not a pleasant experience. The debagging ceremony in the barracks was an ordeal as well. Awakening from a particularly long nap, I've been informed we're flying over Germania and will land within hours. Checking a map I brought along, That's a very detailed map, thanks. Germania, the central nation of Europa. This map really isn't any... Yeah, no, it's a fucking terrible map. It doesn't show any borders, terrain, or names, or anything significant other than outlines. I mean, it's an insult to maps to call it a map. I should have opted for a more detailed version. Though I didn't have much time to prepare for this trip. Maybe I should just look out of the window instead. Peering through the thin pane of glass to my left, I see luscious green woodlands for miles around. Arable countryside eventually gives way to small hamlets and towns paved in cobblestone. Narrow winding streets and pokey buildings give the country an atmosphere of being, well, Western. Thanks. Night Shroud! I don't think we paid him enough for this. When this keeps up, we can make up a second stream. You'll make him do more? I'm increasing the fucking price for this. Significantly. He can start all rather fetching in his own way. After much high altitude sightseeing, we finally land at our destination, Dimpelhof Airport in Old Berlin. And hello, Lum Lum, you filthy horse fetishist, you. I was warned by Takeshi that your limbs can turn to jelly when you fly. Oh, I think it's probably exaggerated. Stretching it off, I stand out of my seat and collect my luggage. Exiting the plane, I head through a terminal building at the airfield and outside. The busy entrance is bustling with vehicles and civilians going about their business. I keep an eye out for any sign of welcoming party, but none presents itself. That's weird. Uncle Yamato said there'd be some kind of delegation to welcome me. Shrugging it off, I hail a taxi. Probably just a short ride into the capital city from the airport anyway. 10 minutes later. Well, Here I am. After an extremely long journey and a lot of fraught nerves, I've arrived in Europa, the western continent. It's the capital city of the centrally located nation of Fucking sweet baby Jesus! I don't...
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
I want to go back and count how many times we stated that we were traveling to Alt-Berlin, Germany. Just to put into context how utterly fucking worthless this block of text here is that simply says, this is Alt-Berlin, it's in Germania. The nappy party. My uncle told me to be on my guard. Sure enough, within moments, uniformed soldiers all passing the main street, shoving citizens out of the way. Wearing high boots, fashionable overcoats, and goose-stepping in a quick march. Makes for a bit of a silly display. That's not goose-stepping, no. The armband wearing boots salutes shopkeepers and business owners who fearfully raise their arms to them. That's right. Hey, you, out of the way. That's why my boot in your back. The open display of militarism isn't much different from back home in Zipangu, though it has a different feeling. In some quarters, there's evidence of damage to businesses with smashed-in windows and shuttered shops. Those are the Jews. We don't talk about them. Looking about, I find myself completely alone. No guide or officer, or anybody to greet me. I guess I'm my own. I know, we talked about that. I was sent a telegram with the address that I'm supposed to arrive at sometime soon. Pulling out of my pocket, I glance it over again. Imperium Stag. 123 Fubar Drive, Old Berlin. I assume it's some kind of military barracks, but I don't really know where to begin or how to find it. I get a lot of dirty looks I wander about. Without a native guiding me, I'll be very lost. I am just a little yellow monkey. Walking the streets. No, fuck. I shouldn't be saying that. I learned a little Germanian when I was in high school, but learned a little language and speaking. They're very different things. Not sure what to do. I decided to approach the stranger. Obese man. Suspicious officer. Kitora scout. Soldier. Hello, young Freinlein. I am but a yellow monkey. You look very familiar. Have we met? Did you nurse me back to health in Japan? Oh, at least you should speak Japanese. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know where I might find the nearest military barracks? Military barracks? You understood me? Well, that's maybe not that bad at speaking the language after all. Thank goodness. So, do you know where the nearest barracks are? I'm sorry, but I can't help you right now. I'm in a hurry. There's a rally going at the Imperiumstag. Imperiumstag? It's the headquarters of the Fubar Adorifa Hidra. The Fubar Adorifa... It is the headquarters of the Fubar Adorifa Hidra. Our fucking brick of a protagonist, the Fubar Adorifa Hidra. Yes. The Dictator gem that impressed the hit. Yes! Wow, what a lucky break! Can you tell me where this is? She glanced over the paper once before handing it back to me. I don't have to tell you, but if you just follow the crowd, you should find it. What do you mean you don't have time to tell him? You're going there. You're going there right... You just said... You just... Ugh. Thank you. I'll follow the crowds. You just, you just me. Why can't I just follow you then? I should have turned on the face cam for this, apparently.
I have lost. Shit.
Yeah. The lighting is the worst. Here. Just so you can see me turning red and hyperventilating. Don't I have a fancy frame for this too? I do! Jesus, I'd completely forgotten about that. There, roughly centered. Without staying to talk longer, the woman hurries on ahead. Everyone seems excitable today. Something pretty important must be happening at the Imperium Stag. Maybe I should investigate. Who the fuck knows? I mean, it's only your mission to go there, so maybe. It's where I need to report to you. Well, imagine. So I'll find out what the rally thing is all about. If I do this, is it going to tell me the exact same thing? What are you looking at? Who, me? Are you looking for trouble, foreign boy? You don't take kindly to your type around here. Finally somebody I can identify with. Not at all. I should get away from her before this turns ugly. I tried to push someone else. Yeah, boy, the Scout's uniform strolled past full of glee. Wow, I can't believe it. She's going to be there. She's actually going to be there. Maybe we'll burn some foreigners. My whole hetero scout group's already at the rally. It's going to be amazing. The youth runs off. People here sure are rude. Suspicious officer? Oh. With a shifty look at him, he tries to avoid eye contact with people as he moves down the street. Keeping low profile, officers barely notice him as he sneaks about. Excuse me. My question takes him by surprise. Can you help me? I don't think he was expecting anybody to approach him. The eagle-eyed, balding man stands up straight and glances at me with contempt. Foreigner! And then he leaves. Fair enough. Alright, let's go to the Imperium Stag. Bus and automobiles honk their horns as congestion builds. A flood of eager people fill the sidewalks, all trying to overtake as we make our way to the Imperium Stag. I begin to notice the sounds of cheering, the noise of a large mob gathering and applauding something. What that could be, I'm not certain. They fashioned small shorts and high white knee socks that stretch down into their boots. Hurry, hurry! I have to get there on time. The excited atmosphere among the townsfolk gets the blood pumping. I have to see for myself what the fuss is all about. Turn the corner and make my way through the park, and I'm astounded by what I find. Following the noise, I finally arrived in front of a large building in the center of the town. It's the Imperiumstag. An enormous crowd is gathering outside, applauding loudly. It seems there's some kind of event going. Is this what a Germanian rally is like? That building must be the Imperiumstag. All I remember hearing something about it burning down once. It did. Everyone nervously waves miniature flags and homemade banners. Uniformed men and women with rifles create a barrier between the Stag and the general public. Despite chatter amongst the strangers creates all sort of gossip and rumors as guards keep a close eye. Goose-stepping soldiers push past civilians. No, they're not goose-stepping. You don't... Listen. Listen. Listen, okay? Listen. Hold on. There we go. That picture will work as a reference. Goose stepping isn't just some, like, dainty diddly dance thing or a specific way of walking. Goose stepping is this. This is goose stepping. This right here. It's when you do the whole kicking thing. You wouldn't be walking like this in a crowd for obvious reasons, because you'd be kicking everyone. You don't push anyone out. If anything, you'd be kicking them. This is goose stepping. It's not just merely like, oh, they walk in a martial manner or march. No. They do this. Right. Moving on with my life. Mercenary anyone, now we can see the pain as much as feel it. And Ratmaster Pilot, we really missed something by not having this camera on. Legion. Yes. Are you going to ban who have funded this game? Troubleshooter Madden Pure. Considering it! And it is Sickman. Insert Monty Python's Get On With It video game. Wouldn't you rather a nice game of Terra Invicta? Yes. Yes, I would. Right. Hardcore supporters wear headbands and we have glow sticks? Sure, why not? Perhaps it meant to be a concert of some kind. No, wait, that seems unlikely. I've never seen anything on this scale before. Back home sometime. No, you definitely have. Titties. Large titties. Eventually, a bespectacled girl in a uniform approached the podium and begins to make an announcement. Settle down, hey! I said settle down, you cretins! She shrieks at the unruly crowd before clearing her throat and continuing. Germanian men, Germanian women, Germanian boys, Germanian girls, Germanians everywhere! Before we begin the rally and listen to our great leader, we will all take the customary oath of allegiance. Now, you only need to do that once. It was only for soldiers to do. It's a rally for the Dictator, Adorofia Hitra. I know, we've said that 6 or 7 times. Now, the oath is voluntary. We all know what that means, so let's begin. Speaker makes the thinly veiled threat. Everyone seems to simmer down and fall into line. I don't think he lost on anyone that hundreds of uniformed guards with guns line the perimeter. We'll all take an oath to a girl that really is rather amazing, gorgeous, and absolutely fabulous. A girl who's above the influence of pathetic earthly powers, above silly boys or scam artists. She leads the Germanian people and guides Germania's warrior fate as best as a woman can. That's going to be a problem. Is this meant to be a positive speech? Maybe she's here to warm up the crowd like a stand-up comic. Through your oath, you bind yourself to a girl who was sent to us by a higher power. Do not seek Adolfia Hitler with your lewd mind. You will find her through the strength of your hearts, not your erections. The crowd all reach out towards the stage, crying for their leader like she's some kind of movie star. Hitoria is Germania, and Germania is Hitoria. See who takes an oath to Hitoria takes an oath to Germania. Swear to greater Germania, all Germanians everywhere through the world. Altogether, the crowd begins to fanatically pledge their allegiance to the leader of Germania. As part of my mission, I try to blend in and quietly repeat the words. Hey, that woman over there didn't do the oath properly. Just mouthing the words. No, I'm innocent. I didn't do a thing. Right, that does it. We need you to ask you a few routine questions. You're coming with up. Who's Tapo, officer? That's weird. Wasn't someone standing there only a moment ago? Congratulations, one and all. I can really feel the buzz today. Your complimentary stickers will be waiting for you at the merchandise stand on your way out. The excited mood of the crowd is infectious, and I find myself becoming enraptured with the proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the great leader of Germania, the one, the only, and almighty, all-powerful, all-gorgeous Fubar, Adoria Hitler. Riotous, forced cheering erupts around the square as people shove each other to get a glimpse ahead. A figure emerges from out of the Imperium Stag and climbs the stage slowly. I push back at the people in the crowd as I try to look for myself. A modest chest. Then I see her, the infamous Dictator, the one I've been sent here to spy on. A pretty girl with jet black hair stands at the podium preparing to address the crowd. Accessorized by a puffy cap and a crimson armband, she wears a dark grey jacket tied with a ribbon sash. I know. I can see her. Her eyes, a velvet red, glance out determinedly of the admiring mob beneath. The excited people stare up in awe. They gasp and scream and reach out towards her. Citizens of Germania, rejoice! This is a momentous day for me! For our people. By either side, by armed guard, dressed in brown, is almost as though she's celebrity or a music idol. All of Alt Berlin know all of Germania is a celebration, and for a good reason too. Several years ago today, the great national takeover took place, and I arose to become your beloved leader. So mighty was this revolution that our enemies still do not understand it. Those dummies. Those bakas. Revolution? She must be talking about the time that the Nappy Party came to power. Other jealous nations criticize us. They speak about democracies and dictatorships. They haven't realized an astounding takeover has taken place in this country. Guards outside of them maintain a blank expression as the packed masses make noise. In Germania, all stand equal, hand in hand, side by side. Well, some of us are equal anyway. There is now only a representative of Germania's sovereignty, we the people, by which I mean we, Adolfia Hitler. She speaks so wildly and fluently, the power she has over the crowd is almost hypnotical. So this is Adolf... Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, this is she. He's the leader of the Natural Socialita Party. I'm not reading that. Or Nappy Party, for short. Several years ago, we were weak and a lowly nation. When I took power, there were more than 1 trillion unemployed. It really was a disaster. So true, believe me. Suddenly, I feel some kind of blinding flash, like a wave of paranoia washing through me. What's that about? That dark sensation? Did I eat something funny? Taking my head, I try to focus on the Fubar speech. Our military was in a poor condition. Our citizens were starving. So true. We had no place on the world stage. Flailing her arms above her head, spittle flies all over the podium, splattering the microphone. Getting extremely excited, Hitora expounds violently, banging her fist and winding up the crowds. Wasn't exactly a silver-tongued devil. Now look at us. One of the strongest economies, one of the largest standing armies, one of the happiest nations on earth. Along with our friends Vitalia, Zipangu, Oster, Hang, and now Soviet too, we are a new powerhouse in the global arena. The restoration of Germania's military might and power is an event unprecedented in history. The crowd continued to shout and scream, swept up in their emotion. She really has a hold over them. And yet, our stinky enemies continues to threaten and belittle us. Britannia warns us of consequences. Franco threatens us with treaties, and the Pollux whores are at the gates. Fucking Pollux people. Her language is so direct and violent, yet she continues to ramp it up for the crowd. We are a people surrounded, pushed into a corner like a wolf. We must be ready to rip them to shreds. So true. Some bad hombres. Did this game come out before or after Trump got elected? Because I feel as if we are channeling some serious Trumpalophagus here. Some bad hombre desire a repeat of the past to destroy our people and our country. I won't allow this. Taking a moment to inhale, she smiles bitterly and looks out upon her adoring citizens. That feeling again. What is that? It's a dangerous feeling. Almost like some kind of hypnotical brainwashing. Remember the losses we suffered. The humiliation we endured at the hands of our enemies. The end of the last great war led to our ruin of our beloved nation. Totally not our own fault. Nope, believe me, it wasn't though. But the last war, Germania sunk into misery and depression, forced to burden the cost of the conflict. Like many nations faced with the economic ruin, militarists rose to power, forming dictatorships and juntas. You're Japanese. You come from an absolute divine monarchy. Why the fuck are you criticizing? Armies have been rebuilt. Public projects have made our economy strong. Our youth have jobs in the military. Public works had a big part of Hitora's drive to change the economy. Road building, hospitals, dams, museums, cat cafes. We have no need for forced treaties or enemy slander. Those stinkheads can just leave us alone. I withdrew our country's signature from the Treaty of the Reflecting Palace. Territory that the old empire lost was reclaimed and annexed. Brethren nations were made to join our cause. I formed alliances and pacts with countries near and far. With that might and power was restored my nation. Another great cheer goes up. But our work is not yet finished. We must remember who we are, who it is that we are. Remember that we stand for as a people. Silky hair, smooth skin, sparkling eyes. Let's face it, we're absolutely fabulous. Especially all you blondies out there. Correct. Suddenly, a dog clambers onto stage and barks at the dictator. Hey, Blondie, I don't mean you. She laughs as the animal hops at their feet before dashing away. I think Hitler's dog was actually named Blondie or something. Remember how gorgeous Germanians are. The most gorgeous one of all. Why, it's me, of course. Seems the Germanian dictator is a bit vain and has an obsession with hair color and genetics. Why didn't you make her blonde then? Heritage and blood, blood and soil! It seems to imply important value to these cheering Germanians. We have no need for the impure, the weak, or those gross non-Germanians. They're all impotent? A nation cannot be called impotent as long as it's able to produce brilliant minds. Minds like mine. Build roads, design planes and tanks, produce music, comics, and works of art. Although no jazz and no comedy either. And any foreign influenced scientists can leave too. We must keep fighting. A peace accepted on someone else's term is not peace at all. Correct. In order to survive in this world, we must fight for self-preservation. We must stand up to those that stand up to us. Self-preservation? Standing up to others? Aren't those just euphemism for... No. No. No, they're not. I'm just gonna let that go. I'm just gonna let that go. I'm not going to get into it. She certainly has a way with words. Wait, I didn't think that, but wait, did I? The crowd hangs on her every syllable. Somebody even wearing a shirt with a Fuba's face plastered on them. The message is simple. We are mighty, we are beautiful, and we will fight dirty to preserve our country. Make Europa great again. All hail Germania. All hail me. A massive roar goes from the crowd, followed by thunderous applause. The atmosphere is sweltering. People here really must admire this girl or fear her. One of those two. Guards continue to roam the perimeter. Brown-shirted thugs with red armbands pace through the crowd with clubs. Just who is this Adorofia Hitora?
Are you ready to wreck this yellow mare's fluttery buttery bud?
Perv, Lum. Perv. What kind of dictator is she, really? A deranged lunatic? A sweet girl? Both? Why is this still going on? Even when they agree to peace and our tie and they laugh at us behind our backs. Suddenly, members of the crowd begin to call out, almost as if prompted by the foobar. The Britannian weaklings, the Franco cowards, the Zommunist brutes. They don't want us to make this continent a united paradise full of hot blonde dudes. Those monsters, I agree. Dudes? Gunther, what are you saying? Please don't say those kind of things. Shoot, I said too much. But even now, we're reaching out onto our allies and sisters, calling for support. The cowards and traitors are gone. No longer shall we linger on lost companions and old generals. If we are to survive as a nation, we must always be moving forward, and we must strive to fight and survive by any means. Words begin to become more warlike and more provocative. I find the cowards slowly becoming enthralled by our speech. Long. 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 Kill the foreigner! Yes. 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 Kill the foreigner. Night Shroud. Chat at one point said 2022 release. Ah. I understand now. Mercenary 10. I can see you had a big titty lolly goth girl. Quite the design. I can see where the game creators' minds must have been. And a remorse, not gonna lie, the Black Lolly is more compelling than Brick Protag. Can we side with Black Hair Lolly? Or must we be loyal to Nyan Empress? NCR. I hope we can declare our undying loyalty to Hitora-chan. Kill the foreigner! And did you get light Zommunism now? Soviet Zommunism, you foreign Zommunism, is completely different. This angry mob bus sure must have weird principles. Desperately avoiding their grabbing hands and projectiles, I keep dashing through the lanes and alleys. Confusing street signs lead me this way and that as I am pursued across the city. That Stupa unter der Rinder. Palast Charlottenburg. Alt-Berlin Palast. Kommandantorengendandaran. Nam nam. Nam nam nam. What the heck am I? The National Gallery? I think that owns Alt-Berlin Dome. At least I'm getting some sightseeing done. Dashing past residents in a corner, I notice a uniformed policeman berating an old woman. Well, the Valentine, where are your papier, Peter? What's all these my papers? I don't believe you. I think you forged these papers. I think you're lying to me. No, please, I would never. And where's your flag? Well, you're not hanging the flag of the nappy party on a rally day. I'm old. I can't climb the stepladder to hang a flag. You're lying again, old woman. Maybe a night in a Gestapo cell will teach you a lesson. Yeah, teach that bitch. What's all that about? Is there a secret police here in Alt-Berlin too? Hey, don't think you can get away that easily, foreigner. Mob continues to follow close behind, so I keep running as fast as I can. When I cross a market square, I can soon see flames ahead and smoke rising. Are they going to burn the foreigner? There's a big pile of burning books surrounded by angry citizens throwing literature into the fire. Books on Zommunism, pornography, Western ideals, freedom, and, well, basically anything else. Well, I know what books they were burning. The very first books to be burned were the ones from the German Sexual Institute. You know, the ones promoting transgenderism, rampant homophilia, sodomy, all of that shit. So, you know, books that maybe deserved a little bit of a bonfire. So, freedoms, well, Western ideals, well. Burn, you stupid books, burn! What the heck is going on in this crazy city? Ah, yes. Because the Japanese totally didn't censor shit, by the way. Put my shoulder, look back and see the mobs are still hot on my tail. Just you wait. We all know just what to do with foreigners like you. I'll be sent away to prison to do backbreaking labor. I told you, I am not a spy. You are. You are a spy. Those people are entirely in the right. If they catch and kill you, that would be the good end of the video game. Oh. Be great to get told.
I have lost. Shit.
At Dimplov Airport, two members of Dorfrey Hitler's inner circle look around nervously at the airfield. That's strange. Commander Yamamoto's flight should have landed by now. Goring and Yerbals wait around outside the terminal, ready to escort the Japanese all into the city. It's because we got here so late? Huh? You weren't that late, only 45 minutes or so. It's not that bad. It's your fault. You only hadn't stopped to pick up that bucket of fried chicken. But I was so hungry. It would have been bad to give Commander Yamato a tour of the city on an empty stomach. The instructions were to show him the monument and the tourist traps before dropping him off the rally. This is terrible. What will the Fuhrbar think? He'll probably have us both demoted or shot. Calm down. Let's not play the blame game anyway. Maybe you land a different airfield. Not certain what happened. The failed tour guards paced the tarmac and tried to work out what to do next. I'm sure he's fine. Cut to him not being fine for comedic effect. Still not real. Come on, give me a break already. Do please give me a break already. After waiting for a solid 20 minutes, it feels like my legs are going to give out. Painting for breath, I struggle to answer the weary name-calling of my pursuers. And you know what I hate the most? How you look so different from me. Those Germanians must really hate foreigners. Eventually, I somehow managed to circle my way back to the grounds of the Imperiumstag. What? No, you've got to be kidding me. After all of that, I am right back at the center of a large hostile crowd.
Are you ready to rut this yellow mare's fluttery, buttery butt?
The only thing that's keeping me alive right now is Lum Lum talking about how she'd like to have sex with Fluttershy. First next one, I hope the duck books is in there. I shouted, reminded to be a sneaky spy on Germany. I am trying. Aha! Gotcha! Come on, you're coming with us this time. I struggle against my captors, but now my legs are truly worn out. I find myself being helplessly dragged through the crowd and abused. What are you doing? Get off me! Let me go! However, they refuse to listen and continue to tug on my arm and push. Did enough reach the front of the stage. I am thrown to my knees again as armed guards surround me. Look! Look, dear leader! We've found a foreigner! I'm not even carrying a gun. Oh, he's got a sword. I have a sword too. Look! Sword! We all have swords. Having swords is normal and natural. If you don't have a sword, you're weird and gay. Honestly, that is genuinely pretty much my opinion at this point. If you don't own a sword, you're a faggot. I'm sorry, it's just kind of how all of that goes. That's crooked. That's just how that works. I feel a bayonet to my back and watch a jackboot pounding on dirt as more fascist guards come forward. This is a bad situation. Yeah. Then I hear gasping all around as the figure comes into view. Having leapt off the stage, the Fuhrbar hits her, stands before me. The guards rush to her side. Ooh. Listen. Listen. That's a nice waistline right there. And some good Zetai Ryoiki thighs right there. That's perfect. That's absolutely ideal. What are you idiots doing? You're blocking the cameras. This is going out live on the radio, too. All she worried about was her image during the broadcast. I discovered a foreigner, dear leader. One of those Zoomunists dogs you spoke about. He was going to hurt you. Foreigner? And reason to disturb one of my speeches? I haven't made it into the 3rd hour. I apologize, dear leader. I did it without thinking. Ah, that shaky, aggressive posture. She really is cute up close. Yes, she is. Looking me up and down, the female dictator suddenly changed her expression. Yamato, the famous soldier, is it really you? Lying on a broken bottle? Huh? Broken bottle? Wait, never mind that. You know who I am? The Empire is Zipangu. It's you. I sent for you, so you finally arrived. Wait a minute. You don't look like a folk drabs, and what are you doing on the ground like that? Come on, get up. The excitable dictator grabs my arm and pulls me with her towards the podium. Hey, wait a moment. Stop it. I haven't prepared anything. Go on, this way. Stop being shy. We have intruders. We have to introduce you to everyone. I am forced to stage by this energetic girl until I am side by side with the podium. The confused crowd begins to notice. I feel the force of 1,000 curious eyes watching me. Citizen of Germany, I have some wonderful, wonderful news for you all. As part of our anti-Zoomiturn pact, we have an exchange program arranged with the Empire of Zipangu. Several weeks now, we have been awaiting the arrival of a new military advisor. Make me feel like an exchange student in a school classroom. Soon enough, she'll make me write my name on the board and introduce myself. I should try to pick the seat by the window. Think over these dumb thoughts, Adolfo Hitler continues the introduction. This is Commander Yamato Yamamoto, a former warrant officer of the Imperial Army for the Empire of Zipangu. Man of such extraordinary talent and dashing good looks that I personally selected him from their ranks. I can't believe this is happening. He's talking to this massive crowd about me. And she's personally picked me? Just what is going on here? I see some of you murmuring, pulling face at this selection. Fear not. The Zipangu people are a warrior race. Descended from the violent and corrupt samurai, their modern soldiers are clever as well as fierce. Actually, that's kind of a misnomer. We're all descended from samurai. Well, my family are, but still. We're on our second hour. It's been so long. It's so long. It's so long. Ah, okay, we're out of the speech. Thank God. Thank you, guards. That will be all. He says that the soldiers will then salute and march away, leaving me alone with the foobar. Turning to me, Adolfo Hitler smiles proudly. Must be an interesting first periods of old Berlin for you. I'll say, seeing a Nazi rally being chased by a racist mob. Not racist, they just hate spies. They're the good guys. Book burning, secret police. Was I in a big culture shock to see such civilized behavior? No, Japan has all of that. Kempe tai, racism aplenty, dictatorship. Nope, Japan has all of that. This is not a cultural shock in the slightest. This is just Japan. Anyway, this whole adventure has been surreal so far and feels like it's only going to get weirder. It seems to be going according to Uncle Yamato's plan now. I made contact with Adolfo Hitler. A female officer approaches from nearby. Goose step. No. Not a good stepping. And salutes us both in greeting. It is the speaker from earlier's rally, the one who introduced the foobar before the speech. Ah, Yamato, I'd like you to meet my biggest fan, Deputy Foobar Hess. He's responsible for introducing me at rallies. He's also president of the fan club, writes the weekly newsletter, and runs my merchandise stall at events. The Romanian dictator really does have a cult built around her. Hello there, Commander Yamato Yamamoto. The Deputy Foobar stands tall, with rather wild eyes and a slightly nervous demeanor. A dark-haired beauty with thick eyebrows, she looks at me excitedly, extends a hand. I grab her breasts. Estelle Verter, there's Foobar. It's an honor to meet you. Welcome to Adolfo Hitler's HQ. Adolfo Hitler HQ? As you already know, this is the Imperium Sarg, the seat of Germanian government in the military. It's magnificent. Especially now all the crowds are gone. Originally constructed to hold parliament, it has since expanded to become a ministry and my official residence. It was mysteriously burnt down a few years ago, but I guess we'll never know why. It was the Jews. All we know. Of course, I had the entire palace rebuilt when I took power. At first, I wanted to leave it in ruins, but Zephyr convinced me otherwise. Zephyr? Maybe he's one of the staff. We moved my old headquarters to the Imperium's Kanzlei here to and combined them. Now it's a new Super Imperium's Kanzlei Stag. No more democratic ideals to be found here. Good. As time has passed, it's become a symbol of Germanian power, strength, renewal, and the glorious of being me, Adolfo Hitler. It's so long. Can we get to the part where you invade France? Ugh. I like kill French people. Changing the world, isn't that a bit grand? And why am I included in that? Why am I included in that? I've had a vision. Suddenly, Adolfo Hitler pulls a strange face. Hang on, I forgot to formally introduce myself. How rude of me. I would be a bit late by now, yes it would. All the conference Bangi, we really would prefer that we formally introduce ourselves, it's a good custom. That girl stands straight and clicks the heels of her boots together. I am Adolfia Hitler, the foobar of Germany. I know. Nice to meet you. Anyway, I'm Warrant Officer, Commander Yamato Sepago. I guess I'm your new advisor. I should begin to take some mental notes if I'm here to spy. I say straight to her face. Well, duh, I called you here. I know you only too well. Every day I've been reading of your adventures in Xena. Reading of my Why do you keep repeating everything said? Why? Why do you keep repeating everything said to you, you fucking loaf? I think you can actually buy my autobiography now. At least I've heard I might have one. Out of interest, is that why you invited me here? I just like collecting shiny new things. And the best solder in Zapungu seemed like a fun idea. I'm just a collectible. Tell you what, we're just going through here. As we enter an ornate office adjoined to a sitting room, beautiful portraits line the wall. A hand-sculpted fireplace rests at the room's center. Fireplace? This is my personal office. I had it moved here from my old headquarters in the Imperium's Kanzlei. You moved an entire office? Might think that it's a drawing room where you're tired to take tea and relax. However, intricate military maps are strewn on tables near to dossiers. Important papers cover the desk and lounges, all documenting recent campaigns and potential strategies. There are telegrams with instructions like Ansatz, Einfall, Halt, and Du bist ein Mini. That's true. Multiple telephones lie around, their wires leading out under the door frames to other rooms. This is Adolfia Hitler's office, the Imperium Stags. Yes. Yes, God. God help. Are you a parrot or something? God, if you cut out all of the protagonist dialogue and simply assume that the person writing would assume that they were being spoken to, this game would be a third as long. And flow a lot better. As we approach the main area, I find we're alone. There are 3 rather fetching young women with us. Let me introduce you to my key advisor from the General Style and my inner circle. Inner circle? This is Josefina Jorbels from the Propaganda Ministerium. I'm Minister of Propaganda. Hello, Commander Yamato. It's nice to meet you. The blossom-haired girl looks unwell as I approach her. Ah. Nothing on but a uniform top. Good. Good. Please, no closer. I should explain. Gerbils have a severe case of androphobia. Androphobia? Again! How? How do you need to... Damn it. I hit my desk too hard. It's nice to meet you. Josephina Goebbels, a shy and tiny thin girl responsible for this country's propaganda. Going to introduce me? Ah, Goebbels. A big-titted Goebbels. Good, good. Well, the girl's slightly thicker frame comes forward, a boisterous grin on her face. This is the Imperial Marshal Hermine Göring, commander of the Germanian Luftwaffe. She slapped me on the back and gives me a hearty laugh. Actually, no, your face doesn't seem familiar. That's a big idea. The way that a massive blow to her confidence, a look of despair creeps across her face. What is this Luftwaffe thing you mentioned? You haven't even heard of the Luftwaffe? It's Germania's air force, for crying out loud. You mean military structure? There are 4 main branches and commands. Oberkommando der Wehrmacht, des Truppe, der See und der Luftwaffe. I hate you. While Goering seems somewhat capable... No. Click your tongue at me like some delinquent. Roger. And I heard about what happened at the airfield today. Don't think I've forgotten. Roger. Turn my hand towards Goering with a smile. Nice to meet you. I am Yamati Yamamoto. How many... Somebody needs to give me the script for this so I can search for how many times he says his name. So it is. Good show. Hermina Goering, a bold character with a lazy and greedy personality. That's pretty much spot on. Hello! Dernitz, you're looking fantastic today. Cuddle Dernitz, commander of the Germany's naval forces, the Kriegs... Well, Dernitz, you're looking pretty good, aren't you? And they mean lastly because, well, frankly, the fucking Kriegsmarine achieved nothing and was largely worthless throughout the entire conflict. But that feels pretty good. Well, 11, this is hard mode, triple the dialogue. Oh my god. Oh my god, indeed. I'm guessing this woman a part of Commando Des here. This is Karl Dönitz, commander of Germany's naval forces. I am guessing this woman is part of the Oberkommando der See. Moving on. Bored of the situation. Yes. 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 The busty beauty turns and seems to notice me for the first time. What is this, a new recruit? Her hands on her hips, she leans forward provocatively to look at me closer. Yes, please do. Lean. Lean! Archer belts. I like that. Yeah, that's good. This sword from Sipanka that I was telling you about. He's got a pretty cute face, a bit rough for some taste, but I can overlook that. He smiles sweetly at me in the way that only battle-hardened, mature woman can. That's the first funny joke in many hours. Gross. That's why I don't introduce you to new people. Anyway, she's in charge of a sea of... Just fucking... Maybe the... What would be the quick... No. I still have much to live for. A Dawn of War 1 remaster in just a few days. Hang on. Just a few. Dawn of War remaster soon. Can't go exit just yet. No, for the third time. I know! Kriegsmarine! Karl Dönitz, head of the fourth time. Together they make up our current strategies, along with Commander Rommel, Falkenhorst, and many more. By the way, where is Erwina Rommel? Probably paying around for the tanks again and picking on that friend of hers. Not that there's anything wrong with teasing others. Bernard smiles to me as she's saying that. Men. Say something, Yubby? Please don't call me that. What's wrong with calling you that, You could use it as an alias for late night romps. Alt Berlin Schnauzer. I think they call you a Berlin dog. We go start talking among themselves till they filter out of the room. Adolf Hitler and I are left alone. Oh, and there's one more person you should know about. Fair enough, didn't see that coming. Reaching behind an armchair, the foobar pulls out some kind of stuffed teddy bear. This is your main competition. Say hello. Hello. The teddy bear simply flops about as Hitoria picks up his arm and begins waving it at me. Huh? Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Repeat. Stop repeating every single fucking... Oh, Fluffy, yes. Please explain. This is confusing to my retarded mind. This bear is called Keetle, and he's officially the Kuskleg Oberbefehlshaber der Wehrmacht. That was a mouthful. Sorry, can you say that more slowly? My German language skills still unadvanced. I said that he's the commander-in-chief of the German army and runs the Oberkommando der Wehrmacht. Makes sense. Having met Göring and Goebbels, I guess this cuddly toy is the final boss. What's that, Keetle? You think your super cool foobar should go ahead and invade Britannia whenever she wants? What a lame joke. You're so spineless, Keetle. That's like what I like about you. This girl needs a psychiatric evaluation.
Yellow mare's fluttery, buttery butt.
So, all craziness aside, why is this teddy bear going to have a competition? Because you're going to be advising me too, along with the Brausicht and the Oberkommando des Truppes. What? The Oberkommando des Truppes, the other branch of the land force, along with the Oberkommando der Wehrmacht. Isn't that right, Brauschitz? Suddenly, a sock puppet appears on Hitoria's right hand, arguing the case along with the teddy bear. You guys are always going at it. This Yamato is here now, so he can referee between you both. The Okive and the Okiti always fight over everything. Battle order, plans, invasion. It's just a fact of life. I'm going to be honest, this match seems a little one-sided. Foobar soon stuffs the sock into one pocket, evidently favoring the teddy bear. Brauschkitz, it's easy, but don't underestimate Keetle. He has super deadly moves. Besides, he's my favorite. You want to do something pretty special to win me over? Wait a second, if Keetle is practically Hitora's puppet, doesn't that mean I'm going up against the Führer Foobar herself? How am I supposed to win an argument if her commander-in-chief is a stuffed toy with a squeaker? It's a good question. Gently placing the bear back down on the couch, the Foobar sighs and turns to me. Our silly introductions are over. Thank God. It's time I told you why we have brought you here, Commander Yamato. Yes, please. Yes, please. Commander 11, don't despair. Stupid weapon is mock it. Marksman, imagine if Lumi was here. The shit she would give you over your suffering. I wonder what she'll say after watching the VOD. Don't worry, there's only 6,000 hours of prologue to go. Have you realized it's still the start of the Mind Break stream? I have. I know. We're not even out of the prologue. Never knows. Wasn't submarine fleet effective, even if the rest of the Kriegsmarine was a wet blanket? What have I overestimated submarine warfare? Sort of. I don't think I have the electrolytes in my body to give you a decent breakdown of the situation right now. But the U-boat war did well for a period. If Dönitz had his 1,000 submarines at the start of the war, then maybe they could have been effective. But as it was, there wasn't enough submarines to truly be effective, and so it was yet another pointless experiment on behalf of the Kriegsmarine. So, Viking, did you know that the Dawn of War remake will be completely streamlined and modernized so that more people can enjoy it? I hope not. I really, really hope not. If the Dawn of War remaster is shit, I'm going to be very upset. I called you to Germania for one reason and one reason alone. I have a dream. A vision. Goes back to her dream speech immediately. But simply, it's my dream to conquer Europa and to avenge Germany's humiliation all those years ago. Conquer Europa? Please stop. Well, most of it. You know, is every young leader's dream from Caesar to Napoleon, rules have tried and failed. Now it's time for a beautiful Germanian dictator to rise to the challenge. Come on, Yamato, I need your help. I want you to be my eyes and ears as well as my special military advisor. I'm just going to ignore Yamato's words because he's retarded. She goes quiet. I need your protection help, Yamato. With your abilities, only you can do it. Protection? But to reiterate the point... No, don't reiterate the point! Because I need someone with a fiery spirit, a warrior with intelligence and great skill. I need a samurai for this role. Wants to be bravery, loyalty, and skill in battle impressed me greatly. When I heard about the lone marksman from Shangxi, when I read about your exploits in the field, made me think. I thought this Sepangyu warrant officer would make a great addition to my collection. I know! We've already done this joke! We've already done this entire scene. We've already done this. Why did you invite me? To add you to my collection. Nani? How the fuck can you recycle a joke from 5 minutes ago? I'm so tired. The way you fought and rose through the ranks reminds me of my own amazing military career in the trenches. I couldn't stop thinking that I had to meet with you. I had to have you at my side. I needed warrant officer Yamato Ripago to protect, to advise me. But what about Germanian superiority? I've never regarded the Sepangyu people as being inferior. They belong to an ancient civilization, and I admitted freely that history is superior to our own. I mean, there's no need to be fascinated by my country's culture. I thought if you're here to begin speak with passion from the heart. Their arts, their architecture, their fashion, their music, their history, their cartoons, their conventions. I believe the more steadfast of the Sepangyu people remain their pride, the easier I find to get along with them. So basically, she's a huge Shinichi weeaboo dweeb. Kind of. But seriously, there must be another reason. You need to come all this way and to be trusted with such a high-level position? Do I need another reason? You have an impressive war record, okay? Does your foobar need to say more? I hope not. Adolfo Hitler goes on the defensive. She's hiding something. You have the feeling there might be something else, but decide to drop the subject for now. I'm here to spy for my uncle anyway. Oh, my toy. Oh, personal frontline toy? What kind of role is this? It's simple. You will be at the front observing the army and pushing through with my plans. I can't stand these armchair generals in the OKT and OKW. Soldiers who have no idea how things are on the ground. I need you fighting with the men and women, showing them the spirit of the foobar. I might have to fight? Actually, fight Germany's enemies? Well, just in case you run into trouble, I'll give you a special unit of infantry and tanks or something. Special unit? The Yamato unit? That sounds weird. Though how about Yamato Force instead? Same time, you will have direct access to me and my officers. You will return to Old Batin regularly and report to me. With this, I can make sure that I'm steering the war in the right direction. War? Wait, is there already a war? Not yet, but soon. I can't conquer this continent without starting a war. True. So she's already committed to fighting to get what she wants. This is unbelievable. And she's telling me all of this? I need someone clever, but willing to be spineless. A fighter who loves to fight, but someone I can control. A soldier, a spy, an advisor, a leader, and a chew toy. All rolled into one. My Superman, Ubermensch warrior. Suddenly Hitler begins to blush. That is to say, Superman, as in the philosophical type. I don't need saving or anything. Let's steer the conversation back on course. Okay then, I'm working with the OKT and OKV. I'm your personal chew toy and frontline advisor. A lot of roles in one. Maybe they're in the middle of downsizing. But in the first place, how do you intend to conquer Europa? The continent is at peace, for the most part. Agreement, treaties, large standing armies and navies, several facilities with their own interests. Mention that controversial pact you just signed with the Zommunists in the Union Soviet. I don't know much, that's true. But wouldn't any move by Germany inevitably start a lengthy and protracted war? Not if you end it quickly enough. Aha! But what if we were to move swiftly and with great force? Indeed. You're planning for a short and decisive war? Then again, who doesn't plan for that? Correct. What a nation surrounded, Yamato. Germania is crying out for breathing room. We must crush our enemies, and soon. We need security. We need buffers. We need to end all these bad treaties. Our only recourse is war. We must fight in order to survive. Quickly, if we can protect it, we must. A reminder of her speech from earlier. Self-preservation is supposedly what it means to be Germanian. To that end, a war is coming, as she's going to start it. How irresponsible. You get that, foreign boy? Yeah, let's get with it. I don't need any more information. Fuck, is that true? I wanna go, my dudes. Give me my dudes. Give me my dudes or something. Give me my dudes. Dudes. Panzer. A huge monster. That's a Panzer F2. They didn't have those yet. Also, that's the wrong commander's cupola as well. Yeah, this is... Yeah, no. There would be Panzer IVs, the earlier versions, like, you know, Ds, etc., with short-barreled 75s. That's clearly a long barrel. Yeah, this isn't right. This is wrong. The cannon that tracks the roaring engine. It's so futuristic, and it's coming straight at me. And then he was killed. Finally! What was the point of that fucking prequel if she is introduced now? Like, while they have options accessible to disable HDD dialogue. You lied to me. You lied to me. There's no option. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna fucking cry. I had hope there for a moment that maybe this was all some sort of massive in joke. That it was actually that they were doing this as a joke. I was like, yes, we've padded out the dialogue to have you repeat yourself every 5 seconds. That's part of hard mode. You can turn it off at any moment. It's not. This is just the writing. An enthusiastic girl hops down to the ground with a graceful glide and shakes her head. All the while, she is grinning cheekily, her sharp fangs on display. A driver emerges out of a separate hatch. She looks to be a youthful male soldier. Excellent, even faster than last time. Both of them discover my splayed form lying in the mud. So is that Guderian then? Furry girl. Did we run down a foreigner? Stepping towards me, I notice the hairy girl is wearing a leather overcoat and jackboots. A pair of goggles strapped to her brown glint in the midday sun. She wouldn't have those goggles yet. They were given to her in Africa. We're not in Africa yet. Sorry about that, are you okay? Tank Commander holds her hand on her hip and inspects me up and down. The girl seems content with my condition and proudly pats me on the shoulder. You'll live to fight another day, soldier, take my word on it. Oh, I may not have mentioned it, but she appears to have a pair of furry ears sticking out of her head. Whoa, 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 whoa. In complete shock, I confirm my meaningful words. I just splut and flap my bottom life like a fish. Gentle swish from behind, she reveals a bushy tail extending from above her backside. Matter. You didn't hit your head when you fell, did you? It appears he's some kind of fox or wolf. I've heard about this before back home in Zipango. There are legendary deities known as kitsune, fox demons that take the form of humans. Never thought I would actually see one, let alone driving a tank around in Germany. Who are you? It's obvious I'm Commander Evina Rommel of Germania. Everyone knows that. Evina Rommel, Commander of the Furvar's personal guard. But I have no smiles and disarmament. Is anyone else going to comment the fact that she's got fox ears and tail? What are you doing standing in the middle of the tarmac, soldier? You lost? No, I meant to be serious. Heinz here, Guderian. Yeah, wow. Yes, Guderian. Hey, Guderian. All right. The greasy soldier turns me with a determined look, so this person is called the Heinz here, Guderian. He wears a leather overcoat, a loose-fitting khaki uniform, and a pair of binoculars hang around his slim shoulders. He looks so delicate to be in the army. Ah, my Guderian-chan. My Guderian! You were always my favorite general. Seriously, he is. My Guderian is like the best general of the Second World War. And seeing him like this, all fanciful, tiny body and puckered asshole. It's enough to drive a man to sodomy. You're going to run me through? Ah, my little Guderian. I think you're the one who's going to get run through, my Guderian. Sorry about all that. We had a few minutes to spare, so we thought we'd test one of our new Pansy models. There's a twinkle in her eye as she looks at a heavy machine with pride. Pansy? Well, it's incredible. I had never seen such a big tank move so quickly. Well, speed is everything after all. Must be as fast as the wind, as quiet as the forest, as fierce as fire, and as unyielding as a mountain. I don't think Sun Tzu said that. I'm left alone with Guderian. Welcome to Germania, Commander Yamato. My name is Heinsinia Guderian. What did you think of the Fighting Fox? It's a nickname. At least it's a working title. She can't find a nickname that sticks. What's interesting? Beating Commander Rommel is a unique experience. There aren't many soldiers like it. You're telling me. Oh, army. Tutorial. Yes. Yes. Let's just battle. Yeah, let's just fight. Fuck it. Warfare. Gameplay! Oh my god. Okay, Pansy 1. Oh, it's too expensive? God damn it. 200 CP? Good God. Mein Jesus. Oh, I see. I understand now. I understand now. Fuck Yamato, I hate you. Do they have stats? I want to get a pansy. Infantry. That's it. I don't have a lot of stuff. Fight. What will Pansy do? Pansy will fucking pound that pussy. Panzer war! Maybe I should have done the tutorial. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should have done the tutorial. We're invading Czechoslovakia. Oh no, that's gonna be a problem. That did nothing. Then I get smashed. Aha! Your ability failed, you piece of shit. Die! Yeah! Get owned. Oh no! My little pansy! My little pansy! Quickly! Switch it out for my little Niazi! Yeah! I choose you, Gunner!
Are you ready to rut this yellow mare's fluttery, buttery butt?
What will Gunner do? Gunner will fire. I wish I knew how much hit point they had. Apparently twice the much. Holy mother of munchkins! I wasn't expecting the enemy anti-tank gunner to murder fuck my infantry so hard. Thanks. Revernos, is it enough to drive a man to sodomy? It's enough to drive a man to sodomy. ArchCast 2025. Are you going to run me through? Ah, my little Guderian. I think you are the one who's going to get run through, my Guderian. NCR. Well, it's true. Okay? Sodomy is decriminalized. It's legal now. If you want to ram Guderian's little boy pussy, you can, and nobody will judge you for it. Not bad. Hey, if you get this up, you might even make Generaloberst. Oh, actually, a commander. But yeah, pull some more serious impression. Someone told me a little about your assignment. You were a warrant officer in the army of Zipanko. Now you're meant to be fighting at the front line, giving advice to our generals. Something like that. Now the rumors make sense about the personal relationship with the Fubar, I mean. A leader, a diplomat, and a plaything all rolled into one. Favorite? Stop repeating. God, stop it. Once you're strung up or shot, I know! Can I have more gameplay, please? May I? May I have more gameplay? I enjoyed the gameplay. May I have more? In the deep woodland of Western Pollux, country's top soldier supervising the defensive line. Jesus! Marshal Edwina Swigley, the dictator of the dictatorship without a dictator. An idol with a legendary similar to that of Vittoria. Leader of the Boso gang, the girl's strong will and determined to restore the medieval Pollux Empire. That's cool. Delinquent girl appears to be organizing some kind of safeguarding against enemies to the west. Follow these blueprints to the letter, the Germanians will never make it out of these woods alive. Duh. Hey, boss, what's a blueprint? However, every mob boss has some thick cronies by his side to mess things up. Damn it, Stashy! I've had it up to here with you. I like her. I like her. She has a sword. She can stay. There. Now we match. Damn it, Stashy, I've had it up to here with ya. Fuck. After a line to play with one hand, she smacks her second in command, Stashy around the back of the head. Now listen again, closely this time. Oh, sure thing, boss. Okie dokie. This would be a good roll for them. We've got our concentrate. Oh, concentration of troops. Okay, not camp. Good. In the west, in case of an invasion from Adolphia Hitler's armies. Second, the Germanians march over that border. We'll be ready for them with a surprise attack. Wait a minute. These are your plans in the first place. Duh. What if the enemy attack from the south and the north as well? Not just the west. Don't answer back, you goon. Smiggly smacks Stashy again and then pokes him in the eye with her finger. Damn. It's no sweat that the Germanian will be completely caught off guard, whatever they decide to invade. With these new defenses, Adolphia Hitler won't know what hit her. She'll never see it coming. Duh! What about the Soviets in the east? What if we're attacked on both sides? What did you say? Duh. Okie dokie, boss. Why, I order. She's a little violent, I will say. Take one of these and one of these, you canary. Whoop, 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 whoop. What the fuck am I reading? Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. What the The delinquent begins to fight over something stupid. What are those two imbeciles doing? Oh my god, the Poles are full of babes. God, I need to POW their asses. Commander Sikorska arrives on the scene. A veteran of many battles, she has a fierce loyalty to Pollux. What are you doing here? This is a military encampment. No civilians allowed. I'm here to join your gang and help defend the nation. Look, I even brought my own Zumi Kuni Pistoli. Finnish machine gun? What are you, a cop? Anyway, all you do is criticize us and now you want to join in? You know, I can sense it hanging in the air. Something big is coming. It's why our destroyers were sent to Britannia. It's why our forces wait at the border. We must all do our part now before it's too late. What are you getting at? Give me command of infantry division. Let me help defend Pollux from the Germanians. What? Already told you, no way! You and I both fought in the Bolshevik. You need my experience. Get out of here, but I have to shoot you myself. Today it's time for strong and courageous people, because only they can achieve victory and rid the world of tyranny. Sikorsky makes an elegant joke, looking the part of a true inspirational leader. Hey, boss, maybe she's got a point. I mean, we do need the manpower. I mean, girl power? What did you say, you goon, you lugnut? Smiling, Smingly smacks Stashy about the head again. Our gang doesn't need old soldiers like Sikorsky right now. Besides, we got all the experience we need right here. We got the support of the Alliance, the Wishkud and Zakud plans. Rommel and Kutsberba are ready to deploy too. That's a different Rommel, by the way. Yep. A distant cousin, also a fox. And the Romanian bridgehead, our lifeline to the world, is ready and waiting. What do we need you for, Finally starts poking. But I must fight. It's my patriotic duty. There's no happiness without patriotism. True. The violin doesn't play for everybody. Does the president know you're behaving like this? This is still a public, you know. Who cares about those idiots in their castle? Just leave everything to the Bozo gang. We got this. Smigly gestures by flexing her arm and placing her hand on her bicep. Sikorsky goes quietly as light breeze blows through the forest, kicking up leaves on the ground. Looking through delinquents in charge, she calmly replies, "Very well, I leave it to you." Yeah, get out of here already, you dingus. Sikorsky shakes her head at the idiocy of it all and slowly retreats towards the main road. Hey, boss, Maybe we could have used her for something. Forget it, Statchy. We have bigger things to focus on, like stopping Adorfia Hitria from trying anything. Will Pollux really be alright? No. And now that she's off screen, put that away again. I knew this prop would be useful for something. I really should go get my Pickelhaub and just read the entirety of this wearing a Pickelhaub. That's not an empty threat, by the way. I do have a Pickelhaub. After debriefing on the day's events in Adolfia Hitler's study, we both sit down to dinner. He has invited me to dine in our private quarters away from the soldiers' mess. Thank you for the invitation to a private dinner. Welcome. Not like you could have refused anyway. I'd have had you shot if you did. Can you shoot him for constantly repeating things? I'd prefer that more. Could you just kill him? Could you just kill him? Could you just pew him, please? Anyway, thank you all the same, Miss Hitora. That's weird. What I meant to call her. The phrase you're looking for is almighty and powerful dictator of the world! Or my foobar, at least. Thank you, my foobar. I feel a bit dirty addressing another leader in this way, but this is all part of my mission. I have to blend in. Anyway, I appreciate that you made time for me, but don't you have more important matters of state to attend to? Like planning for this gigantic invasion in the East, or deciding which children's books need to be burned next? Trust me, there weren't a whole lot of children's books on the lists. I can make time for something meager like this. The foobar must attend to a foreign guest. After all, this is the essence of foobar princip. I'm meant to think the foobar princip means whatever she wants it to mean. It's been a long day. I'm feeling really stiff. I'll stop now. Oh, sorry, my bad. I guess I really am an uncouth soldier. I've had my use of the canteen and private dining rooms. Well, you are a foreign barbarian. It is to be expected that you lack manners and decorum. It's true. Barbarian? This evening is off to a bad start. What happened to all that positive talk about my homeland earlier? From beneath the table, there's the sound of a bark, and I naturally recoil. What's that? That was Goldie. A wet snout and dripping tongue protrudes from under the tablecloth till the full figure of a dog emerges. I recognize the breed. It's a German Shepherdess. They are a noble and loyal kind, noted for their keen senses. The military and police force of many countries use them as attack dogs. Ah, Blondie! What were you doing under there? Ruff! Licking you, master. Ruff. Blondie? That's the name of my dog, although she still's just a puppy right now. Only puppy? Still pretty big, considering. Which a good girl. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. Boxman 117B. Wear the pickle helm. Do it. Entertain us. $2 is $2, as they used to say in Vietnam. Who's a good girl? You're a good girl. Yes, you are. Blondie happily wags her tail and woofs in appreciation as the foobar makes a big fuss. Do you like dogs, my foobar? Of course, ever since my terrier Fushel kept me company in the last Great War. I sense a deep, possibly boring backstory here. Skip! Are we done? We might be done. Heinrich! Yes, my foobar. It looks like you missed a spot. The Germanian dictator and I both burst out laughing. The servant storms out of the room again. My poor Heinrich. I should play pranks on him more often. Imagine how terrified he'll become. Adolfia Hitler giggles in a sadistic manner, considering how she can torture her servants more. She's been quite cold up until now, but to see her laugh like this, maybe she's not so bad. As the moment passes, we begin to eat our dinner and shoot the breeze. Then there's a knock at the door and a group of girls enters, one by one. Göring! I like you. And you, Donitz, I like you even better. Goebbels and Donitz stride up into the dinner table. The inner circle is here. Wow, something smells good. What is it, lamb? Is there any veal in the menu tonight? I only really eat young, tender meat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Donitz wants some young meat. She is a cougar, she is, as demonstrated by her manner of dress. Gross. Hey, we're having a private meal in here. Private? With a man? He's my private advisor. There's a lot for us to discuss. Privately. Brainwashing him? No sweat. We'll just have some food, pile up your plate, and hang out. You can't just show up to the foobar's dinner table uninvited. We always eat together, don't we? What's the point of being the inner circle if you don't get free food or free stuff? Even after I made you an Imperium Smarschall, you still have the nerve to say that. Hey, boy! You don't mind us eating you, do you? Not at all. Not at all. It's the choice, chat. You must engage with the video game. Eat alone with Hitler? Yeah. You know what? It's fine. I've forgotten how to spell a very long time ago. It's okay. At least this helmet fits, unlike the Viking one, so that's nice. And it is a proper pickelhaube with the metal spike and everything. Not the cotton one that they started introducing at the beginning of the war, it's the proper one. The proper helmet, the proper pickelhaube. The pre-fake pickelhaube. It's even the lifeguard variant. As, you know, the bronze looks better than the black, doesn't it? It really does. Eat with Cougar Donitz. 70%. Very well. Cougar Donitz it is. The more the merrier. Sure, I don't mind. The more the merrier. Ha! Good show. I know you were good choice of soldier or deviser. Whatever. Come on, Diamato. Thanks, kid. I owe you one. I've been downgraded to kid now. I don't need your permission to eat here. Forget about it, Yerbles. Come, sit down. Pass the potatoes. As the girls busy themselves with the dishes, I turn to Hitler, who looks at me with a resigned face. Well, I wanted to give you a special private dinner with the foobar to welcome you. Sorry. But if you can't appreciate that, then fine. Let's all just eat together. Never mind what the dictator wants. Did I do just something wrong? I guess it's rude to invite people to someone else's table? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But Adolfia Hitler seems to shake it off after a few moments and talks to the other girls. So, what was everyone doing with an afternoon? I had to give a speech at Nappy Party rally over in Halderstrand. Yerbles had become really good at public speaking lately. I was totally blown away by it. You were there? No, but I caught it on the radio. I had to do some PR for another wildlife trust. Save the rabbits, or save the squirrels, or something like that. Didn't any of you look over the new briefing documents we were sent earlier? I did. Ah, Donits. Dunacy. I can always rely on you to have a look. None of them really seemed risque enough for me, though, so I threw it away. Risque? You don't think talking Pollux Slezko is daring enough for a ground invasion? What are you talking about? I meant sure it was in your military briefings folder. Oh, you mentioned that kind of brief. No, I was looking through a lingerie catalog. Ah, briefs, as in underpants. Ah, the humor, the wit. ... Yeah, other than new garter belts, they are bringing out the slut in her. I do agree. The garter belts are a good touch. How indecent. Shameless. One of these days I'm going to annex your perverted head from your perverted body. Ho ho ho. A man after my own heart. At least Goering is simple enough to relate to. Together, as both rivals and allies, we slowly tuck into our dinner, talk about anything and everything. That night, I listen attentively, trying to learn as much as I can about my hosts. I'm going to take some getting used to this crowd. ... Meanwhile, a few miles away in a rundown slum. Right. That's 3 hours, chat. And I'm sad. We just had our very first basic combat tutorial. That is the only thing we've experienced so far. The rest of the video game is not even yet in sight. And this game has done more mental damage to me than virtually any other title I've played so far. I sold this far too cheaply. Far too cheaply. Far too cheaply. Far too cheaply. I am now upset and sad and distressed. And Arch wishes to go get a pastry. God, that was... That was just a cruel fucking game, chat. I thought this would be a funny little game with funny little, like, Panzer General things and the occasional cutscenes. No! It's just talking in circles, endlessly, endless, with our bread of a protagonist character going, you said a word? I'm gonna say the same word back at you 5 million times. Yes, chat. Valkyrie Chronicles. We can play Valkyrie Chronicles instead, chat. Wouldn't you like Valkyrie Chronicles instead, chat? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? It has waifus too, chat, and guns and tanks and shooting and gameplay. Until next time, chat. Oh, McMahon 11. But the starting 30 minutes was hilarious. Maybe for you. For me, this was hell. Have a good day, chat. And I hope to see you all again soon. Good night.